Do you have a life insurance policy you no longer need?
Good afternoon to you there, live from the only state that made a governorship election look like a presidential election. My name is Mercy Babajide, and you have to give it up to the citizens of Osun State for being fearless and recording 42% voter turnout in the just concluded election. Well, despite alleged threats and killings, that campaign and the build-up to this election. The recent election, which of course had the entire country on the screens, won by Governor Ademola Adeleke, who of course is the re-elected governor and is going to be the governor for another 4 years. Now, the recent election was, of course, yeah, the entire world rather, on the screens. And then let's talk about this election. We can talk about this election without talking about the major force, which is none other than Davido. Is popularly known as Davido, but then his name is David Adeleke. Is known as Chiama's husband, a global superstar, nephew to the re-elected governor of Osun State, the unexpected nightmare to the opposition party, according to some people. Well, Davido in recent weeks has showed that social media shouldn't and cannot be underrated. And as the battle for Osun State was not just fought on the streets of Oshogbo, it wasn't fought in just Ede, Iwo, or Elisha. It was fought on the streets of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And this was brought to life by none other than Davido. Hi, good afternoon.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Well, everybody has said the first question I must ask you is, how is Choma?
She's fine.
Because she's not just your lover, she's our lover.
Yeah.
Is she good?
She's good, yeah.
Okay, all right, our regards to her. And now let's talk about elections. You were a major force in this election, using the social media, of course, as a powerful, powerful tool. Some persons are asking, do you think this further put all of the stakeholders in check, rather? Because, of course, one moment I'm seeing your tweets, the next minute I'm seeing Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you think this further helped put most of the stakeholders in check?
Definitely. I don't think, when was the last time? First of all, you have to look at it like this.
Okay.
Leading up to this, a year, 2 years ago, 2 years into my uncle's administration, you know what I'm saying, we're building roads, we're building flyovers, the people are happy, we're paying salaries on time. Like, they've never seen this kind of administration before. You know what I'm saying? So I never had in doubt once that we're not going to win. That was 2 years ago. Very confident. 2 years ago. 6 months ago. I started hearing things that almost these people are coming. You know, I have a lot of friends in the opposition party as well.
Okay.
You know, very close friends. And as they just started, they'll be playing with me. Will they come? Will they come? Will they come? Then before you know it, Osun becomes a war zone. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Before I came for the last rallies that I stayed for before I traveled to London,
Okay.
when I was leaving my house in Atlanta, I looked at my twins. I said, God, please let this not be the last time I see them. Because I felt like I was going for a war. You know what I'm saying? You're killing people every day. You know, you're freezing our accounts. You're taking us to court. What didn't they do? Do you understand? You're talking about a sitting governor. You know? So, you know, it just got to a point where it was clear that these people were ready to do anything to snatch it and take it back. You know? So, like I did in 2022, I followed them bumper to bumper. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get that.
All my social medias together, the three I used, together, I reach about almost 70 million people. If I do like blah, that's 70 million people. Do you understand? So I know the power that I have, not only on ground, but online. And the good thing about this election, it showed me that there are still good people in this world. Because I'll tell you for a fact, many people in APC wanted us to win.
Oh, that's a surprise.
They can't come out and say it. Because sometimes you are still human. Like, you get where you go reach, where you say go tire for the evilness that people around you are doing. A lot of people in INEC that have collected money were DMing me. Davido, I'm your biggest fan. I see, the messages from fans alone that worked in INEC, I can see more than 200.
Not a year.
That I got from that week.
If you got hit, even if you were not
Not a
driving,
year.
you need to try this.
The evil
Because
doers
if you were
are
in a car accident in the last year,
they're getting tired
you could
of
have
their
a case
evil.
and not even know it.
Hey, I love you so much, David. They've given us money, but because I love you so much, I'll do this for you. Don't worry. We're going to tell you as we're going to do. Do you understand? Like, so it was a collective effort of people that wanted good governance to keep going for the people of Osun State. I know how many times I saw messages of people, oh, I haven't been in Osun in 10 years. I went to Osun and I can't even recognize the place. Do you understand? So it was just, and I just knew that if we had allowed these people take it, my family is well off, as you know. So it's not anything like, oh, we'll be missing money. We'll still enjoy our private jets. We still have our mansions. We'll still build our skyscrapers. And nothing will change, just for the fact that maybe power will leave my uncle's hand. But then, what I was worried about the Osun people, the civil servants that are getting their full salary. I saw when Oyetola tweeted something, he was tweeting that day because he was running mad. When he tweeted something, somebody said, excuse me, sir, my grandparents died because you didn't pay their salary. Imagine something like that. Do you understand? Like, it got to a point where I was like, should we, like, is this what all this? But my father and my uncle were like, no, we need to fight. You know what I'm saying? Fight for this. There's nothing that they didn't do at my family. Do you understand? Like, I was even hearing at a point, the president was like, leave this thing for these people. They love them there. Apparently, they are doing a great job. But Oyetola was just, no. Why no? You have a ministry, you are sitting in a ministry that generates billions of dollars. You never hear anything about Blue Marine anything.
Sorry, I'd like to interject there.
Yeah.
You just mentioned about the fact that he's sitting on a ministry that is sitting on billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Well, it's alleged that they spent over 60-point-something billion naira with this election.
Can you imagine?
What's
No more
your
than that. I just confirmed today.
Okay.
They spent 110 billion naira.
Not a year. 110.
I don't know where I'm coming from. I'm coming from somewhere where we had an insider that was sending us, if you see the cash that these people brought in. Hey, if they had gotten away with that election, Nigeria is finished. Because the blueprint will now be, for election is violence, only way is violence and money. We didn't spend a dime on election day.
Yeah.
All we could do is just pray that these people take their money and vote for us.
Well, now you peeped into my book because that was going to be my next question.
Okay.
Do you think there was a major collaboration between not just the fact that you tweeted, but yes, the people love the governor, but then we saw videos making rounds where people were saying, they said it in Yoruba, of course, they're saying, oh, we collected their money, but then we voted for them. So do you think it was a major collaboration between the people and yes, your
The
tweets were going
people,
round?
my checkmating INEC, because when the election started, the results were being uploaded every 30 minutes. You know, it's about 3,700 polling units that they uploaded. When it got to 232, hey, 5 hours, and I already knew what was going on. They were trying to, how are we going to manipulate? Okay, let's add, but when you're losing by 60 to 70,000 votes, it's kind of hard to manipulate that. And I heard the Senate president was trying to call the coalition center. And that's like my godfather, Atabio. He was calling me. They were calling me to delete. I said, sir, sorry, I don't. Everybody, you guys have literally just gone against my uncle. Like, you know what I'm saying? You guys are seeing this man. I can't delete anything. My uncle Aliko called me to delete. I said, uncle, I'm not deleting until INEC announced I'm not deleting anything.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Who else did they say was
Yeah,
calling
those are your enemies.
That one too retweeted me. Was saying I should
Join.
focus on my music. I said, well, politics is not a job. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you are just to serve the people. So he said, focus on let us focus on our politics. See, that's the mentality. Let us focus on our politics.
Exactly.
Well, let me tell you guys are getting old. Now your children go suffer around. I'm telling you, now your children go suffer around. Like, it got to a point where it was the Osun people that were beating the people that were trying to seize ballot. People are tired. And they should be very scared. And let me tell you something. My uncle should be an example to all other government officials, governors. When you stand by the people will stand by you. Do you know what it is to beat people that have rigged in 400 and something thousand votes? 400 and something thousand votes. Don't be joking. I don't think Ekiti, the winner got what? Is it 200 or something?
200. I was there live. I'm from Ekiti State, so don't even go there.
I'm not trying.
No, don't go there. Okay, now let's talk serious business.
No. But how was your election day and Ocean's election day was way different.
No, you remember my intro was Osun State election made you feel like it was presidential election.
And apart from that, like the people of Osun State, you guys don't know what you've done, not only for the states,
For Nigeria.
but for Nigeria. You're giving Nigerians hope that because if they are taking this one, I don't think there's hope for anything. Do you understand? Why can't there be different parties in different states? The people should be able to choose who they want. It's only fair. And with all odds against us, my uncle came out triumphant, and it just proves to me that God is real. You know, my dad did a speech the other day. It's everywhere, and
I'm telling
he said,
you,
"Pray for
all
him,
of
pray
them.
for him,
All.
pray for him."
Okay.
And he was saying how they brought everything against us, and it got to a point where it was too much. He started praying for his brother 7 times a day, fasting, because it had got to a point where, not that we don't have the money to buy votes, but
Always a warm welcome back at the train. This is
Yeah,
Asia's
Adeleke
newest
guy
luxury
must do
sleeper train.
some- I hope he does amazing for
Cliff's
his
Edge.
people.
And sure,
Because
on
they
board
really
it has
put
every
their necks out for him.
guys, no. If you're buying votes because you know you're going to, when you enter, all the money you spent, you're going to steal it back. Do you understand? So for us, that our plan is to develop. Why buy votes when
Hey, Mr.
we're not going
Pansat,
there to spend any
welcome,
money? You know what I'm saying? And
welcome,
what we
Oga.
banked on was God and the will of the people. You know, and grace. My uncle has grace. Never lost an election. To 2018, won
Thank
Senate.
you. I appreciate. That's very
And,
kind.
and funny enough, 2018, we were in APC. The village chairman was in APC. He was 7th senator. He was meant to be the next governor. You know, but I don't know.
Okay, well, let's get into the next question. The first speech the governor made after he won, part of my key takeaway was the fact that he said he's going to move Osun State from a civil servant state to an infrastructural agri state.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
I mean, I feel like we're in 2026, you know what I'm saying? There should be new things, you know, new developments. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's a civil, 7 states, but, you know what I'm saying, Osun has so much to offer. When we're going on the campaign, I saw, like, the mountains. I was like, oh, this looks like we're in, like, South Africa or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Osun has so much potential, especially when it comes to tourism, when it comes to sports. I'm about to finish the stadium. After I finish the stadium, my plan is to also build a rec center for the youths, where they can come play football. You know what I'm saying? Everything, indoor basketball, indoor football, tennis, paddle, swimming pool, you know, where the youth can develop their minds, kind of change their minds. You know what I'm saying? Even with this election, even the people that even did bad. Because I know most of the thugs that they brought in were from outside, but there was still some that they were even ready to forgive everybody. Let's come. You guys come in and get rehabilitated. That mentality, I'm so happy that we stopped it. That mentality of, don't worry, election will buy votes, will bring people to kill it. It's very useless type of thinking. I don't think I can forgive. I'm being honest.
Well, that's going to bring me to my next question. It's going to be 2 in 1. This talk about you don't think you can forgive. You made a tweet about your uncle not supporting anybody for presidency. And in the first speech he made, he declared his full support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay. He has to do what I can't tell my uncle what to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Personally, me.
So you're not looking at being a politician maybe in the long run?
With this system, I mean, they do my own vexing, my own. See the one, nobody they don't see as at the tweet. If I come, I can't even do this with this system. The high blood pressure that, like, how can you wake up in the morning knowing that the people want you and you can get rid out? It cannot happen anywhere else in the world. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the grace of God really came and saved us.
So say the system is straight in your own time. Do you think you want to be a politician?
No.
Okay, let's.
I'm comfortable in my.
You're comfortable in
my current. I'm
Are you
looking
sure?
up-
That's your final answer.
My job.
Mhm.
Well, why am I famous?
Popular, global.
Music, yeah.
Music.
I defeated 17 governors with all their power, with all their immunity, with all their ADC, with all their escort commander, with all their DSS, with all their billions. I defeated them with what?
Just the phone.
Just the phone, madam. But to me, it's just like the political scene in Nigeria right now. It's not like there have been celebrities that have become presidents. Even Zelensky from Ukraine. He was an actor now, actor and comedian. Then he became the president. George Weah of Liberia was a footballer. He became the president. You understand? So leadership can come from anywhere for sure. But what I'm saying is that nothing is clear. The process of voting is not clear. Even when you enter, you go see the drag. Let's drop this on. Do you understand? Are the people around you even ready to serve? Do you understand?
Exactly.
So for now, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I did what I had to do for the Osun people and for my family. You know?
That's a beautiful one.
And
to say.
like I said, and the next day, a lot of people were treating me, trying to rage me. Oh, make sure you do this for president. You can't come and tell me what to do. You can't force me to have a presidential candidate. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I don't want to be involved in it. You know what I'm saying? My uncle might have his personal reasons for the gain of the state.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use Amazon
At least you
AI.
tried for your own.
I'm going to show you a way
did
to
that.
potentially make money
So
by
it's
pairing
supposed to be.
Amazon with the power of
for your own.
AI.
Even if he's selfish.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure a governor Robin being in good terms with the president
Would drop off
maybe
great
more
on the stage.
allocation, you know what I'm saying? But
Okay, David.
that's for governor to decide. You know what I'm saying? He's been re-elected, and you know.
Okay, now my next question. Two people in one. Governor of Edo State, Sowore. I don't know if you realized Sowore actually granted us that interview.
So just wants that one, you know, that one just likes attention. Let me tell you why Sowore is angry. We have everybody's receipts.
Okay.
During NSAS protest in Abuja that me and my guys, you know, we attended, we were all leading. Sowore now came. He now tried to, I don't do like this. I mean, no, I don't want to join. Since that day, he has been bitter. He thought those is fake antics going to court up and down. He says, that's a serious person. He'll be okay.
Okay.
Be fine.
So Governor Monday of Edo State, someone has said you should apologize to him
Yeah.
for
what?
posting his results and
Yeah.
calling him D7. What do you have to say about that?
I'm not going to apologize. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just letting people of the state the results that governor has. Yes, and you left your state, came to another state to Rigo. First came to Rig, then you come in and then you start talking that my uncle is a dancer, he's not serious. You wrote to your government house, it's not done. My uncle is not serious. First of all, you were not even elected, you were selected.
Bam!
You didn't win those votes, sir. You don't know what it is to win an election. That's why you could go there and talk. And I'm so bad for his kids. Because you're like, see what my dad is doing.
I love
You understand? You're busy sitting governor in his own state. There's a whole governor staying in, where is this thing? Lying Motel. Walking around Lying Motel like a. In fact. Anyhow, Sha, finish your 3 years. We'll visit you when it's time for you to get re-elected.
Okay. We saw how much ovation you garnered,
Yes,
and now you know
that's
quite
it.
about this election. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm still going to be reiterating and talking about how big social media is.
Yeah.
And some of the persons have said because of this, you know, this generation is saying coconut head, you know, the year word. And people are asking, are you going to maintain this energy for presidential election before you answer, especially after your tweet again when you said we are not supporting anybody for president?
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said we, because my uncle came immediately when he came out,
Okay.
you know, to declare support for Tinubu. But Mike asked for me. I'm not prepared to support anybody.
Okay.
You understand? I personally haven't seen anybody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In the past, yes, I've supported, you know, I supported Atiku before when we were in PDP.
Okay.
And I even supported in 2015 when APC first did the merger. You know, my late uncle Sherry Bawon was part of the APC, so I campaigned then. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I don't have a presidential candidate. It might change. It's not going to be APC. I'll say that.
You know why I said coconut head now? You know why I said coconut head now?
No. But everybody should have their own, you know, choice. To be honest.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get into your position in Osun State. You're the chairman of the Sports Commission, and during campaign, the APC alleged that you did absolutely nothing. What do you have to say about that?
First of all, the first project. First of all, I have other jobs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't understand what it is to have multiple jobs.
Okay.
You know, there's a sports commissioner, you know, which is the deputy governor, which doubles as the deputy governor and the sports commissioner for sports. When I was given that role as chairman, was December. This last December. When you talk about sports, what is the first thing that we need to even first do? It's fix the stadium.
Okay.
You understand? And money has been allocated for that, right? Money has been allocated for the stadium. Now, if I go and do events, trying to raise money, what would they say? They say, what am I raising money for? Right? So I wanted the stadium to get done first. There are 3 things I want to do. There's the 2 football teams in Osun, the females and male.
Yeah.
We need to revamp it. We need to get new trainees.
Okay.
We need to get a facility where they can train, because if they train in the stadium, now it's spoiling the stadium all over again. You understand? The stadium should be meant for maybe big games and, you know, big events and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's a commissioner for sports. I'm not the commissioner for sports. The stadium is almost done. It's going to be done, I think, before the inauguration. And after the inauguration, I plan to do a concert there, a debut concert there, you know, to celebrate as well.
All right.
The people deserve it. But there's a lot of things I'm planning. I'm building a rec center. You know, that's one of the first projects after we finish the stadium. Brandish up back the football team, build the rec center. I want to, you know, have a place where the youth can go to take their mind off negative stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Multiple football pitches, swimming pools,
Wonderful. Yeah.
tennis, lawn tennis, table tennis, paddle, you know, karate, just a whole sports, you know what I'm saying, world that people can go and just, you know what I'm saying, learn new skills. And even if you know, attain skills from outside, come in and, you know, perfect them. You know, so that's another, you know, thing we're working on. And then also entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, I'm an entertainer, we also too have to brandish up the entertainment. There's so many plans, but obviously we've been campaigning for the past couple months. So well, I'm happy that, you know, we've gotten re-elected and we've been given another chance, you know, to fulfill, especially me just coming in a couple months ago to fulfill, you know, all my promises.
Got 2 more questions before we wrap up. I went to Iwo Town and it felt like small London. But then the governor is still saying he's going to make it into a small London. And I'm wondering, what next?
Man, Love right now is overwhelmed
Okay.
by the love. Like even me just driving here from our country home down here, everybody, Imole. Yes, man. And you know, they all grew up here. My family, my father came, so I'm sure he's proud of himself when people come and say, man, London, Osun has changed. Like before, like we used to want to come and stay a couple days. Now we come and stay 1 week, almost 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And more people from the diaspora are coming back home. And even a lot of people came from America, came from London to come and vote.
Have you
You know what I'm saying?
been?
So Excellency has been doing a great job with transforming not only Ede but transforming all the other towns. And I feel like that's why all our votes increased. Because every town was touched.
Okay.
You know?
Final question before you would, of course, address Nigerian youths. Some people have said Nigerians are not ready to fight for their rights and claim their country back. Yeah. But with one single tweet, you were able to mobilize people to the front of INEC. I don't know if you saw videos,
yes.
but we drove through and the front of INEC was in total chaos. Do you think you're going to be a voice for Nigerian youth? Because the position you hold right now, whether you like it or not, it carries weight and it goes a long way. And there are people who look up to you. And I'm talking about not just our generation, but the younger generation coming. Do you think you could be that voice for this generation?
I should be. Like I said, I was also doing it for my family. I was doing it for Oshun, but I was also doing it because I kept on saying don't. Because I hate when people would always come to me and be like, "Guy, that's so Nigeria." I'm like, no, we have to stop thinking like that. That's so it be, Joe. I beg, that's so it be. I said, no, that's like we have to stop thinking like this. That's why they keep getting over on us. Like I was so adamant. I was like, please, God, please let me beat the system to show these people that it's possible. Please, like even though I'm not ground, let me just do this for us, please, God. Because I just feel like Nigeria was just going in the wrong direction. Like I told you before, I know how many people were just like, I've been paid to do the wrong thing, but for once, let's do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy that I was able to do that. Like, trust me, like, that was one day in my life I'll never forget. And I feel like we've gone down in history. Because
Are you still buying heavy and expensive lawnmowers in the AI era? In just 3 minutes, you can quickly clear 100 square meters of weeds. In a single morning, you can finish a whole week's worth of gardening. One person.
What was against us was only a miracle. It took a miracle to get us out of that. And also, they were making mistakes days to the election. Making like mistakes that was part of the Senator Finance. Very big mistake. I posted it straight on my page. EFCC holding. Another mistake. That woman that was carrying Gary shouting everywhere. Another mistake.
Okay.
Okay. Big mistake. Ajile Soro, and this Ajile Soro paid me because my man did that. And when he was trying to leave, I was like, guy, don't do this to us. Don't do this. Bro, all these people entered on the base of Imole on 2022 because it was a wave. Imole was the only governor that did all the South of Rep, all the senators, you know what I'm saying? They were so sad that, you know what I'm saying, only like 2-3 states, you know what I'm saying? But I want to give a shout out to the Imole Youth Mobilization Team. They did an amazing job, you know what I'm saying? I want to give another big shout out to Barrister Pelumi. You know what I'm saying? To me, that was the MVP of this election. You know what I'm saying? Also, my father, Dr. Deji Adeleke, Yeye, Chief of Staff, DG, our DG, and to be honest, the governor himself. You know what I'm saying? I'm so proud of him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's
all right.
good.
If you could tell Nigerian youth something, David, what would you tell them?
It's possible to beat the system. You know what I'm saying? It's possible to beat the system. We're not in any headlock that like we thought we was. You know what I'm saying? Especially us coming together. I feel like the only way they get over on us is when we're divided.
Okay.
You understand? Like for example, should we just be honest? Let's be honest, the opposition now in Nigeria, if they want to say, okay, put your money down. Like I have to decide. It is not, I don't want to be involved in the presidential election. I myself, I think the president might walk over on it because the opposition is divided. In the South alone, almost 8 people want to be president. Why can't all of you guys sit down together? Because let me tell you, if there was a unified opposition, the presidents might have a problem. But they're not unified, so it's going to take a lot. But for what happened in Osun, there's still hope. You know what I'm saying? All the youths in Nigeria were the future, were the ones in charge now. You know what I'm saying? So don't let anybody, give you the idea that our voices don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's actually not.
Okay, I know it's the final question, but let's talk about family.
Yes.
Everybody envies the bond between you, your uncle, and then it was live. I mean, I was there when I saw your uncle prostrate for his sister.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to get back home because of that and start looking at my brother like, you better obey me right now. But then, can you maybe share tips or something? How is the bond so tight and admirable?
Like since we became, that's how like our parents just raised us.
Okay.
Like even I didn't know that my cousins were my cousins. I thought my cousins were my brothers and sisters. It's when I was maybe getting to 6, 7. I was like, okay, they're my cousins. That's the way our family, raised us, especially like for our grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like she always had everybody together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The love, like I feel like it's just natural. You know what I'm saying? And We always support each other. Anytime I have any music events, all my family, comes. Anytime, each on ourselves just are doing something, we always make sure we're there for each other. Our kids, what our own parents did with our kids, keeping us together. That's exactly what we're doing with our kids now. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's worked out well for us. We always stick together. No matter what, we always stick together. And it's just been good, man. Like, even when I was mourning my son, the only way I overcame that loss was my family. You know what I'm saying? With my family. Stuck together and make sure that, I was okay and I go back to where I needed to be. So, shout out to family, man.
Yeah, shout out to family. You heard that. Thank you very much for honoring this interview. We have to quickly rush back to the studio. But then before we go, united we stand, divided we fall. Remember that Nigeria cannot do it alone, or you can do it alone. The more we come together, the more we progress together in Nigeria. But this is where we wrap it up for now. An NC exclusive with the global superstar, David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido.
All right. So
You get hurt in a car accident.
Election don't start. So making some music.
DJ drop the beats. Raga. DJ drop the beats. Raga. Them say who go fix them? Who go lead us right? Who know the high truths? Everybody see the shout. Nigeria people say na because them know he's competent. Because no skeleton for him cupboard. With to be a new Nigeria possible. From north to south, them they call out. Even for diaspora, them believe out. Say better days go come again. Yo, price high, dollar don't fly. Come on, man, no fit even survive. Graduate they ride Okada. Mama they cry for market matter. Electricity na luxury now. Security self they shaky somehow. Use get talent but no support. Now why many they run come out? But one man come with different plan. No big grammar, just simple stand. Got to West Bill State, make we rise. Now the message way. Open eyes, them try shut them down, but we still there. Yeah. Truth no they die, they reappear. From village square to social media, the movement growing, no get barrier. Everybody see they shout. Nigeria people say na because them know he's competent. Because no skeleton for him covered. With to be a new Nigeria possible. Even the youth then already. No more story, we want you glory. Them saying stingy, but not discipline. No be chop money, not to rain things in. Them saying quiet, but to get results. No be by noise, now by effort. School go work, hospital go stand. Small business go rise for land. Transparency go be the code. No more missing billions for road. From Peter Obi, we hear I'm clear. Production first, make we face our fear. No more dependency mindset again. Make we build Nigeria with brain. Oh, Nigeria, shine your light again. No more pain, no more shame again. From Enugu down to Kano side. Up they rise like morning tide. People for abroad, them they talk. Say this time we go walk the talk. No be tribe, no be religion. Now one voice, one decision. Obi. We not go green. New Nigeria. We dey see. Everybody see the shout. Nigeria people. Because them know he's competent. Because no skeleton for him cupboard. With to be a new Nigeria possible. This time hope no be illusion. Now the people revolution. Raga. The voice of the people know they die. New Nigeria, we go happen.
Calm down. And so, now so, moving on. Okay. Let me see. No, this is not the one. It's not. Nah.
Forget those who died. Let us not forget those who died in ensuring that the election in Osun was achieved the way it went. That we should visit them, we should condole their families, and we should remain prayerful and conduct ourselves in a way that in our democracy, nobody needs to die for an election. It shouldn't be. It is painful. And I wish it never happened again.
Do you still believe in the process?
Well, because I want to change the process, I have to go through it. So I have to believe in it.
But beyond the ceremonial signing, some are asking that the politicians should actually live by the dictates of the content of the signing.
That's what I'm saying. No, we don't even need to sign this. We're seeking an office where we should be exemplary. You can't answer His Excellency without being an excellent person. So that process that will make you to answer His Excellency should be excellent. And the only way to do it is to conduct yourself properly.
One of your
what's your biggest fear about the 2027 elections?
As opposed to just signing a peace accord, I want a justice accord to be able to penalize those who go against the dictates of what you're signing next. Do you agree with that?
Well, whatever it is, whether we call it justice accord or we call it peace accord, that's my behavior is peaceful any day, any time must reflect that affect.
So what we have seen so far, sir, what is your biggest fear ahead of that 2027 election?
I don't have any fear except to say that, please, for the sake of the children of Nigeria, can we have an election where people's votes will count?
After signing accord, peace accord statement here today, if any party, anyone violates, what should be the punishment for them?
Well, the punishment is that Nigeria should not vote for them.
Now, Peter Obi now sign peace accord, no laying. So everybody need to do what they're supposed to do. This is now our next campaign song. I bet more pay attention. Now don't hear Mona no go vote kidnapper. Sorry guys, una know now they say they won't release a Tinubu drug case for America. I no go talk much on them until they release them. This is not the new filing when they put in. They don't give them to the 21st to release to agree to release the documents. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Moving on.
Sure, at the outcome of Osun State. Absolutely. But that was never their plan.
That was not the game plan.
Abuja is surprised and at the outcome of Osun State.
Absolutely.
But that was never their plan.
That was not the game plan.
How can you deploy such a battalion of security men and you say you want to fair election?
Let's also bear in mind that the candidate of the APC was not the generally accepted. He was imposed.
Yes.
And people are saying that Omoye or something, the guy played, equally did something.
So they were sure. Look,
that he revolted.
Do you know what happened?
That he brought his own supporters, supportability.
No, you know what happened?
You know?
They believe that even if they bring a lame dog, they are going to win. Because of what they have already planned. Is that not the worst embarrassment that 16 governors invaded the state? Invaded. Because under the Electoral Act, they are not supposed to be there. It's an electoral offense. But who will challenge them?
That's exactly what we are saying.
It's an unilateral offense. You left your state and you sauntered into to do what?
You are not a voter. You are not a voter. You don't have a PVC. You can't vote in the state. Why are you importing
so when people are
from other states to the state?
No, it's just because Osun people, they didn't want to be controlled by anybody. Because if Oyebami have entered, he would have been like Fubara. That was what they wanted to do.
Yes.
They wanted another Fubara in Osun State. That was the reason. They brought that guy who is unknown to anybody in Osun.
Yes. There is something
I want to add.
Barrister Dalenti, there is something I want.
Barrister Dalenti. Ever ready? Okay, no, I don't want to. This is number one. This is
First of all, congrats to Mr. Governor.
David don't know enter
election
whether I like him or not.
For the second term.
One way or the other.
Well deserved.
You don't support.
Hard fought battle. In fact, let me not call it battle, war. When you have 17 governors, 50 senators, House of Rep, I don't know how many they were, against one man, and he came out victorious. God is good. To the Osun people that not only voted for us, but stood their ground, defended their votes from the polling units all the way to the local coalition centers, then from there to the main coalition center, that stayed up, stood outside, and the love, I don't know how many times I cried that day, because the love was amazing. And this should be, my uncle, the governor, should be an example to all other government officials out there and governors. It shows that if you work well for the people will work well for you, no matter what. They brought everything they could have used, and it didn't work because the people were with us and God. I'm very excited for these next 4 years for my uncle. You know, look how Osun is already thriving already. You know, so I can just imagine the plans, you know, for the next 4 years. But I really, really want to thank the Osun people, you know, for standing by their delegates, standing by my family, and, you know, making sure, you know, we got re-elected. With all the intimidation, all the vote buying they did, you know, what didn't they do? You know what I'm saying? And I remember somebody called me, somebody was talking to me about the election, I think a day before. And the person said it would be a miracle for us to get re-elected.
Hey, why? Welcome. To you.
I know the person told me.
Rose,
but anyway,
you. Always,
we have so much,
always fiery.
You know, future plans for the states. Myself, the chairman of the Sports Trust Fund. I wanted to do a lot of things, but I actually wanted to wait for the election to, you know, pass by. I know during the campaign they were saying I'm the chairman of the Trust Fund and I've not done anything, blah, blah, blah. I've not done anything, but we're almost done with the stadium. You know, I'm actually going to go and visit the stadium today. You know, there are plans to also build a recreational center for the youth, which will involve football fields, you know, swimming pools, paddle, tennis, basketball, track, everything sports. You know what I'm saying? So that's another project that I'm looking forward to. And most importantly, my job, a concert.
Creation, not only football.
That we're meant to do my last tour. But I think in December, stadium should be done, I think, before inauguration. So I think after inauguration, we'll have the Davido concert finally in Osun.
Okay, all right. So people, anyone that wants to go to Osun can go and watch free concert. This is celebration mode continuing in Osun State. Not be small, party after party. Now they do for Osun. I blame them. I not blame them. Oh, Irish. This is during
the underlisted political party.
That's Donald.
Contesting for the position of.
That's Prince. What do they call that man?
Pledge on behalf of myself on my campaign council.
Let's move on. They didn't really.
There is going to be call. Let me tell you this, and quote me today. There is going to be call for, and I know Haras is very huge on that, and I always appreciate you for doing that because you even did it in Osun. Call for presidential debate. Mr. President will not attend.
We will call for presidential
Mr. President
debate,
will not attend.
Mr. President
he will
attend.
not. If Mr. President should attend, I will look for 100 people, poor people, and empower them. Take me on this. He's not, because he ran away. He ran away in 2023. He's going to run away now. It's even bad now.
Mr. Oladimeji
He's not going to come.
Thank you so much. Mr. Oladimeji Fabi, by the way, is the Deputy National Financial Secretary of the African Democratic Congress.
Let me tell you.
Do not allow P2B to campaign in any state. That's the instruction coming from Abuja. Do not allow P2B or NDC to campaign in any state, especially Lagos, Rivers, and Anambra states. These three states. The instruction was given. It's not long. They gave the instruction. Let me not put time on it because I'm just receiving it now. Now it's not up to. I wouldn't say anything about that anymore. But that's what is happening now. That is exactly why I said I should bring it to you. And at the same time, let's be clear. You see, this election is not our normal election. I want to talk to NDC, Obedient, and Peter Obi himself. You see, this election that is coming, especially this campaign that is coming on the 19th, is not normal campaign. We should match the madness for madness if we want to win this election. I've said this before, and I'm repeating it again. This is not the time we'll say, leave them now, leave them. No, we are not leaving anything. We are all Nigerians. Everybody have the monopoly of madness. I've said this many times. How can anybody give instruction for P2B not to campaign in any state in Nigeria?
It's a procedural.
Any state, including Anambra State, where he comes from.
But we don't follow.
And everywhere is peaceful. You say, when P2B will go to Anambra State to campaign, no venue will be assigned to him. Security will make sure that he will not campaign in Anambra and in every state in Nigeria. Every state, including Abuja. That is not going to happen. And let nobody tell me that, no, we should not match the madness to match. We will match the madness to madness. Anything they bring, will bring double.
That's it.
Anything they bring, NDC, Obedient,
yes,
and Kwankwas, we will bring that double to them. And they will see, say, not be only them they craze. You get some people who get madness, but your package and keep somewhere.
That's it.
You cannot beat a child and tell the child not to cry. You cannot push somebody and at the same time tell the person where to fall.
Welcome, Doctor.
No, now Nigeria belongs to everybody. Nigeria belongs to everybody, and nobody. Nobody should wake up one morning and say no. Obi should not campaign in any of the states. Who give away? Which win should not chop? No, now you guys need to tell me the kind win should not chop. Won't go make una tell.
We know we need to campaign.
You get waiting the tell wife say go tell your husband. Tell her say you want kill her. You go tell your husband. You see this one now. If you are an Obi supporter, if you are an Obedient, if you are a Kwankwasia, if you love Nigeria, this is the time to rise. Independent is not gotten on a platter. The countries that got independence on a platter, like Nigeria, they are suffering till tomorrow. Independence is not gotten on a platter. You need to fight for it. You need to fight for independence. Nigeria is independent, but we are still dependent.
It's not independent.
How can one man be manipulating a whole country like Nigeria?
It's not independent.
One person. And people are going about their normal duty as if nothing is happening. Now, Winch. No, now you get some areas, you get some things where there are some things that will be happening, and I'll be asking myself, is there nobody in Nigeria again? Is there nothing we can do? Why are we afraid? Why are we afraid of facing the future? Why are we afraid of saying no to this rascality? Why are we afraid of speaking out? What is going on? What is going on? campaign is starting and instruction have been given already. Already. As a matter of fact, in Rivers State, NDC members were attacked. Remember, I told us about guarding that office, guarding the obedient office too. Today, NDC members were attacked. Seriously. I don't, in fact, if this thing is allowed to slide, if this madness is allowed to slide, I'm sorry for Nigeria, honestly, I'm sorry. MC Oluom, all of them are gearing up to make sure that nobody will campaign in Lagos. Nobody will campaign in Lagos. The same system they used the other time, the same system they are going to use again this time. But please, if you love Nigeria, there are some times you have to, you have to get to their level to fight them. Of course, forget about education, forget about your wealth, forget about anything. You get to their level and fight them. Dirty. If they want dirty, you give them dirty. Anything they want, to give them. And they will run away. Just the way they did them in Osun. Yes, now, there are some times you don't even need to talk. You don't need to talk. Action. And all of them will run away because they're a bunch of cowards. From their boss to the last person, all of them are cowards. So when they see action, all of them will run away. So I'm telling us to get ready because this campaign is going to be war. And this war, we will fight to the end to rescue our nation, to rescue Nigeria, because Nigeria is almost at the brink of abyss. Unfortunately, the people who call our statesmen are all quiet. The people who say these guys are principled, all of them are a bunch of nobodies. So the future belongs to the youths. If you believe that those people you see in Abuja, those people you see in your states as governors or are going to rescue your country, you are wasting your time because they are not ready. As you can see, all of them have already tilted towards Tinubu. So anybody that is supporting Tinubu does not mean well for Nigerians, whoever you are. Anybody that is supporting APC and Tinubu is an enemy of Nigeria, a very great enemy of Nigeria, and should not be allowed to come back. Whether you are a governor, whoever you are, must not be allowed to come back again to that seat. Nigerians, you need to wake up. The annoying part is stopping Peter Obi from campaigning in all the states, including Anambra. No, this is not going to happen. This is the height of it. My name is Hyacinth, and this is the Hyacinth Network. Thanks for listening to me.
You don't even need to campaign.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
St. Louis sugar. St. Louis sugar, no, they do adverts. When I remember that sugar for Nigeria, St. Louis sugar. They do advert. Peter Obi has already done the. No, Bito, you go do sort, put your picture for there. I see one video. Is it a video? Yeah, I saw a video where somebody, when they sell rice, I think that rice they sell by himself. He says since they say make they not buy banner, that they quote 740 million to mount banner for different state. She saw free print out picture of Peter Obi put on for the rice on her own. You do this thing, small sticker, put on for the barrel, put on for cup when they say they drink water, put on for apron, put on for face cap. Peter Obi no need to campaign. You don't already campaign finish. Nothing they happen. They're not going to their feet do. We ready for them. We are prepared. This election, more. Now let Peter Obi sign peace accord. May nobody mistake enter my comment section to say I no follow Peter Obi sign peace accord. Now you na see in that video now, Peter Obi, you saw him with his pen signing by himself. Did you see me there? No. So if you enter here thinking that because my principal is a gentleman, they do things, not all of us not be gentle people. Now village I take grow, and not there for anywhere, anytime we ready for woto. Do you understand? So as you enter my comment section, be very careful and not send anybody papa. Now how Nigeria will take work? Now me I dey for. How we want to carry Peter Obi enter Aso Rock? Now I dey for. Right now, I not care who you be. You feel collect. We feel the smile today. Tomorrow I change them for you. I just talk now. May not be like say when it starts now. Come the. Let me read Dr. Obi's tweet here. He said, official bat, Tinubu. He call him president. He's not my president, so I'm sorry I can't call him. Terminate the dodgy 746 million pounds pot deal now by Obiageli Obi Ezekwesili. 152 days after Tinubu signed a 700, I'm gonna hold on my head as I talk this number. Signed a 746 million pound port financing deal with the UK at the Windsor Castle. Did you know that? Did you guys know that? Were you aware? Neither government has disclosed the terms of the agreement. I initially held back from commenting, prioritizing Nigeria's spiraling insecurity. But the persistent silence surrounding this deal and the pattern of opaque governance it reflects makes further waiting irresponsible. Nigeria's public debt has exploded from 87 trillion in May 2023 to over 152 trillion today. Debt service now gobs more than 60% of government revenues, leaving crumbs for health, education, and the security Nigerians are dying for lack of. The administration's annual borrowing rate has soared to nearly 50 trillion. That is 10 times that of its predecessors. Fueled by a 21.45 billion external borrowing plan, approved without a single substantive public hearing by the complicit supine and captive NAS, Nigeria National Assembly. Against this backdrop, the Tinubu government added, God, I beg, a 746 million pounds port deal whose terms remain hidden. This is not a grant nor aid. It is a sovereign debt obligation. It is a commercial loan arranged by Citibank London, guaranteed by UK Export Finance and structured to benefit British exporters. At least 236 million pounds is contractually reserved for British suppliers. British Steel alone secured a 70 million contract it described as one of the largest in its history. Nigeria borrowed the money that British companies will harvest the contracts and Nigerians will repay the debt. Una dey hear? Yet, neither interest rates nor repayment timelines have been officially published. Civil society organizations, including SEREC, budget, and opposition parties, have demanded disclosure. None has received a substantive response. The loan agreement remains unpublished by the Ministry of Finance, NPA, UKEF, or any other official body. 3 failures make this silence unacceptable. First, currency risk. A sterling loan benchmarked to a floating dollar rate, repayable in a naira that has over 70% of its value since 2023 with no disclosed hedging framework. Second, procurement failure, which is most vexing for me as one who led the public procurement reforms of this country. Credible reporting identifies ITB Nigeria, a company owned by Gilbert Shigori, who is publicly identified as a bosom friend of President Tinubu, as the primary contractor without the due process of competitive tender, without publicly available evidence of the involvement of the Bureau for Public Procurement, and without any published evaluation criteria. Third, policy failure. The government ignored the proven alternative of private capital. The Lekki deep sea port was built for $1.5 billion under a private BOT concession with zero sovereign debt, and now handles 1.2 million 20-foot equivalent units. TEUs. In simple language, the Lekki port, for which Nigeria did not take on any loans, attracted private financing and is today successfully handling 1.2 million single 20-foot shipping container annually. No analysis whatsoever has been offered by the Tinubu administration to justify why then Apapa and Tinkan, two of West Africa's most commercially productive ports, could not follow the same model of private capital. These two ports do not need sovereign debt to be rehabilitated. What they need is a governance framework that attracts private capital on Nigeria's term. Where's the other part? Now part one be that one. We go read and reach ground o, Mona no run o. I know say short attention span dey dey. You don't finish. Continue reading on next tweet. Okay, let me go to her page. Where is this? Okay, concluding part. The failure of the Nigerian government to explore this proven better policy option is sufficient basis to conclude that this deal was actually conceived for the good of Nigeria. The saying that if it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, then it probably is a duck comes to mind. This shadowy deal smells like another one of the many opaque, chronist transactions in which the country takes on the debt and the politically connected take the contracts with citizens, as always, left to pay the bill. What then happens? Two actions are extremely urgent. One, Tinubu must terminate this opaque deal, suspend all drawdowns immediately, and return to the National Assembly with a competitive concession framework for Apapa and Tinkan, designed by an independent transaction advisor, not a politically connected contractor. If the terms cannot withstand public scrutiny, they should not be implemented. Two, civil society must file freedom of information requests with the Ministry of Finance, NPA, and the AG, and simultaneously invoke the UK FOI Act against UKEF to obtain full documentation of this transaction. Nigeria desperately needs functional ports. The dysfunction of Apapa and Tinkan ports has cost the country immeasurably, but legitimate aspirations cannot be condoned as an excuse for illegitimate processes. A port built on undisclosed debt and non-tendered contracts entrenches the same rotten governance structure that has harmed Nigeria for decades. The insecurity ravaging the country and the opaque borrowing I am calling out are not separate crises. They stem from the same dangerous culture of reckless abuse of public resources and contempt for accountability. Today marks 152 days of silence. The two governments appear to be relying on public fatigue to bury this scandal. We must refuse to let them succeed with this, not just for the sake of this deal, but for the principle that no Nigerian government should borrow in the name of its people and refuse to account for the terms. To Tinubu, terminate the dodgy ports deal now. To my fellow citizens, this deal will worsen Nigeria's fiscal and economic future. I have spoken. You have a voice. Use it. If not for yourself, at least do it for your children and grandchildren who will spend their working life repaying a debt they never saw for a deal whose terms no one would show them. Use your voice. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Tinubu has to go. Mokuna go register for School of Politics, Policy and Governance. So Now, Madam Obi, na him found the school. I don't tell now. If na one link, I go share am with you now. Okay. Hey, well, Michael, welcome. I was busy reading aloud. You understand? Welcome, my brother. And Wike the basket mouth is there talking nonsense. No, my Wike. They don't fail. Na psychology that they play. Na psychological game. They are in psychological. They want to twist it. You know, go let them twist. See, Anna. Davido don't come out, don't bust all their lies. Come out. Hey. Leaving debt on unborn citizens, I'm telling you. Tinubu has completely destroyed every democratic institution in Nigeria. I'm telling you. Hey, binding us with gbese. I'm telling you. So we need to ready this election. Omo, na only Peter Obi sign peace accord. My name not dey there. May una no go mistake. Okay, moving along really quickly, sharply. Okay.
People use all sorts of arguments to buttress their position when they find out that they are lacking in the basics and basic requirements for governance. Peter Obi, forget about whether he is a Christian or he is a Hindu or whatever religion. Keep him side by side with the other principal contestants in this game and look at their pedigree, what their performance is. Even now, I can assure you that Peter Obi stands out. But for the money bags who can only talk of money, what do they have to offer to Nigeria? Peter Obi, from his track records, whether he's Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever, stands out as a better candidate for Nigeria. And he comes from the geopolitical zone, which we believe deserve to have the presidency. So we are producing and providing a material which we believe would rescue Nigeria, but the new Nigeria we want, so that we can move ahead and have a better country which is inclusive and which would be governed with all the indices of development moving forward. Peter Obi told us that we have to transform from consumption to production. And we believe the new Nigeria we need would give us the kind of economic takeoff with his policies, with his ideas. He knows what he's doing. He knows why he should be there and what he will start doing when he gets there. Let Nigerians come out and decide, because Nigerians can't be fooled anymore. Look, let's go for the best material, the material that will take Nigeria out of the woods. And Peter Obi is that material. And we believe also that when Peter Obi comes in, everybody will be on board to ensure that the better Nigeria starts when he kickstarts his government. We believe he's going to win. Nigerians out there are working for him. Initially, they said there was no structure. Today, everybody knows that he has structure because the people out there are working. The masses across the country are for Peter Obi, and Peter Obi will make it. All we are saying is let the election take place. Let government give us free and fair election through INEC, and let's have this election and get Peter Obi into office so that Nigeria would be a better place for all of us. And we believe Nigerian youth, just go out on the street and ask them, who do you want? They will tell you Peter Obi. Some of them have not even seen Peter Obi in person, but they appreciate his simplicity. They appreciate his track record. When he comes to speak, he doesn't come with all those pretexts and telling some stories. If you tell Peter Obi, just like how he replied Soludo, he says, I am a trader. Soludo is a professor. Let Soludo use his professorial capacity to better the governance in Anambra. So this is a person who is down to earth. When he visits a place, he is concerned even about the IDPs. He is concerned about Nigerians. So that's the kind of president we need. And we are saying, government, please, let's not disrupt this election. Let's have this election so that Peter Obi can come in and right the wrongs that we find ourselves in.
Bam! Campaign done start. We are counting down. You guys are going to be sick of me, oh. Okay. So, Atiku, ADC party, they can't come out, they claim, say, they support Adeleke to help and win. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Why did they say that? You ask? Adeleke can't respond. He say, I had no electoral deal or partnership with the ADC before, during, or after the governorship election. The credit for our victory goes to God Almighty and the good people of Osun State for their overwhelming support and re-election. For the sake of history, it is important to clarify that the ADC was never part of the Rainbow Coalition that canvassed, mobilized, and supported our campaign in the battle leading to last Saturday's election. I commend all our political partners who sacrificed, worked tirelessly, and went all out to make Saturday a victory day for all Osun people. Their commitment and support were instrumental to our success. Now that the election is over, I remain the governor of all Osun people, irrespective of political affiliation, religion, or tribe. My commitment is to unite our people and continue working for the progress and prosperity of Osun State. ADC collect. They come dey tag ADC. Oh yeah, now Mona come debunk. We never see them debunk since. All right, let's keep moving on. See, every Peter Obi supporters, they say not only Peter Obi na signed accord, na signed peace accord, though, not be us.
The ministers in northern Nigeria did not have official cars. They followed the premier when he was going anywhere in their own cars and got a mileage allowance. Says he goes back to Yola, capital of his now state of Adamawa, which was a small fraction of Sardauna's territory. And says the young boy who is military governor has more than 20 cars escorting him from his bedroom to his living room. He says, I don't know where this madness came from. And it's gotten worse.
Very, very much
Much worse since then.
Very much so.
The things that really frightens me about the Nigerian reality. The minister in northern Nigeria
before, not be now.
Nigeria, whether you live in Nigeria or you live abroad, have you ever seen a country in this same kind of critical situation that Nigeria has found herself? No, have you ever? Because Nigeria is at a situation where it will be very difficult to predict redemption. Okay, for instance, now you have a Nigerian police force being commanded or taking orders from criminals. You get the point? You have the military being commanded by terrorists. You have NDLEA, National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency, taking command from somebody who was accused of drug-related offenses back in the United States. Okay, you have INEC, an electoral body, being controlled by an election rigger. All these agency of Nigeria, all the departments that were supposed to make the systems work, all taking orders from the opposite of who should be giving them orders. Have there ever been a country in this situation and they later survived it? Please, I just want to know, because I'm very concerned as the patriotic citizen that I am. I want to know if there is a way out for this Nigerian current state. Criminals are in charge. When you commit crime and you belong to the ruling class, you are free. But when you are in opposition, even when you do not commit crime, you can be persecuted in exchange of the real criminal. Will Nigeria ever get out of this? But I'm sure Nigerians can do it. When Showore says, take it back, revolution now, it is obvious that that's the only way forward. But are Nigerians ready? I just hope APC will help us to trigger that after 2027 general election. Because we know that these election riggers, these criminals would not let the people's wish count. And if they do that, I think the people should seize that opportunity to do the needful. If we fail to, it's all right.
Facts. You know, so today as I did break, especially as I don't even my market stay, my mouth go all the shops. I like the fact that Tinubu has now agreed that there's going to be a wrestling 2027. You know, before now, they talking like say, with the joke. I think he has seen the temple. No sense, I want to be like, say this thing tight. God bless the tight. But if we for do if not be you, for be like come with the soak inside water. If for no wait, we for just stay between the devil and the deep blue sea. If not be person like Peter will be on the race. Really, who we for the campaign for? If you go this side, they'll say no. If you go this side, they'll say don't have before. You don't understand. God just bring. You see, this Peter Obi presidency, experiments, political experiments. This presidency, we want to know if Nigerians go suffer for 600 years, or if they could liberate themselves now. That's not the reason for this video. Sorry, don't say once I talk about my chest could make ping, ping, ping. That's aside. I like the fact that Tinubu said what he said. He now admits that there's going to be a wrestling 2027. It's not just going to be a walkover. It's the way we be the thinker. And also when they do kati with the city boys and when they buy washing machine, they do everything where they do inside and they look then they laugh. I say it's not going to work until they do them for where they vote. CPF clear. Kubana, all of them, they are backbone. They didn't do them. They don't go report back. Or you know, easy for street, so these people ain't smiling. He's now coming out himself to let us know that there's going to be a wrestling. But let me tell him now, help me tag him, tag them in the comment section. Mr. President, sir, let me now let you know where you made a mistake. The wrestling is not between you and any other person, not even Peter Obi. Hey, no. The wrestling is between you and us. Citizens versus bad governance. Citizens versus insecurity. Citizens versus hunger. Citizens versus unemployment. You know, understand? Citizens versus bad road. Citizens versus a failed education system. Citizens, diasporans versus weak foreign policies. It's we against you people. We're going to be outside. But say we go stand another song, get PVC for joke. Not be that one where we go sleep. We are going to be outside. It's we and you. How many people soldier go kill you? Amopiton, you must call that result. Hey, you must call that result. Hey, you must call that result. How many people I go kill? Get ready. Somebody say next. Oh, yes, next. I don't get to today. Hello, trenches.
This now all APC people. Another woman we're going to share rice and Gary. They catch one ballot box snatcher, deal with poo pepper for him body, deal with seriously for this Australian election. It sweets me.
Where did they get 300 and something thousand? You saw them, they bought votes worth about 60 billion, allegedly. Davido's dad just said that yesterday. So you can see EFCC, they're still not doing their job. INEC, police, well, you saw what police did in Osun. That's the first time police will be using our armored vehicles to snatch ballots, to do us. So we can say 70% because of some people, they are resilient. They said no, they will not allow them. If we were to be free and fair, APC will not get 100,000 votes. You and I know it. They don't love them. They don't like them. So this 300 and something they got. Vote buying, when you buy vote worth 60 billion, where did they get this money from? From different states. They put some people in more poverty, stealing their money to come and share in Osun. And INEC, the upper INEC that's supposed to say, no vote buying here. Police that's supposed to stop them, they joined them. EFCC, they were nowhere to be found. It's for EFCC to knock out school, knock out churches, to get Yahoo boys. It's easy for them. But they saw a vote trading that is worth 60 billion, my brother. 60
So you said vote trading worth. I'm sorry, please. Sorry to interrupt you. You said vote trading worth 60 billion. Do you have that on good authority?
60 billion. That confirmed.
Did you not hear a journalist
bought 60 billion naira?
60 billion.
Videos of them sharing 60 billion. More than Ekiti now. Ekiti spent about 20 billion plus buying votes.
Wow.
Spent 60 billion.
Sir, can you enlighten us? Who were the recipients of this money?
In different states, money stolen from common man, common people in different states. They brought them to Osun. You saw the governors there, about 12 or thereabout. You saw them making their show of shame there, going up and down, buying votes, intimidating people.
I'm still going to stay with you, Mr.
Did you see the armored person? Did you see the armored vehicles?
You know, they feel like say they don't know it. They are passive, not be not a day. They hear people.
I will today.
Bubamawa, they say they catch one guy with power when they sell powder for Nigeria. Or more. They say now apparently na lucky big boy you get many exotic cars, man. All the women for Nigeria, all the Lagos big girls, now they fund them with backing bags. Beg, let's move on. This one they make me. Anyway, let's just for the sake, let's just listen.
I will today be giving an account of the largest cocaine seizure in a courier house in the history of the agency.
But why be
and one of the most
significant
and successful narcotics investigations undertaken by this agency in recent times. An investigation that has led to the unmasking and dismantling of an international cocaine trafficking cartel that has for years used Nigeria as a transit hub for the movement of illicit drugs to the United Kingdom, other parts of Europe, and Asia. This operation began with the interception by our operatives of a consignment of 184.5 kilograms of cocaine with a street value of approximately 27.7 million United States dollars or 39 billion naira. The cocaine consignment was concealed for onward export through a courier logistics channel in Lagos. And I believe you have all seen the consignment placed over there on the table. Given the scale and sophistication of this seizure, I immediately directed the constitution of a special investigation team with a clear mandate to trace every mind and hand that touched this consignment and bring the entire network, not just the couriers, but the masterminds, to justice. I am pleased to report that this mandate has been substantially achieved. Unraveling the network. Our investigators moved swiftly to engage the management of the courier company involved, working closely with them to identify the logistics agents and companies connected to the shipment. This cooperation led us to a web of intermediary companies and individuals used to process the consignment, and ultimately to the arrest of 2 key suspects, among several others. 1. Lawal Mujab Kende. Lawal Mujab Kende is a staff member of the logistics firm through which the cocaine was processed, who investigators established had a direct and sustained relationship with the cartel's Nigerian coordinator. Kende packages and processes the cocaine for export for the syndicate. He routes them to the United Kingdom, other parts of Europe, and Asia. He is paid in cash for his services. Number 2, Afolabi Kazim Michael. Afolabi Kazim Michael, popularly known online as KC Luxury, was identified by investigators as the Nigerian arrowhead of the international cartel, parading as a social media influencer and businessman dealing in gold, jewelry, and luxury goods. Afolabi Kazim Michael used his glamorous public image as a shield to disguise the criminal enterprise responsible for moving cocaine along a trafficking pipeline stretching from South America
Mawa
through
was
Nigeria
a
to
better
the United
governor in
Kingdom,
Lagos. I
other parts
remember
of Europe,
Mawa's time.
and China,
Clean, very
and
disciplined.
Asia, I beg your pardon. Let's now have a quick look at the video that will demonstrate the kind of lifestyle that he led. I say led because he is with us now.
See the lots
Let me
in
be clear.
have. Many of them.
This cartel leader, Kazim, did not walk into our custody voluntarily. On the night of 13th August 2026, upon credible intelligence that he intended to flee the country on a business class flight to Paris, our operatives moved decisively and apprehended him at the boarding gate of the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, just as he attempted to escape the reach of the law.
You know why this case they come out now? Because they will soon they work to release Tinubu drug case for America. This is my own thinking, Make them sure say that they overzealous and they arrest these people, because you know if you tell me say Bat no know this guy, I'm sure they are on their phone friends, as in that they talk one-on-one, because I be their kingpin. If you trace am, if Buba Mawa won't really do the work, may go arrest the man when they are so rock. All these people, they being boys now. They run the team for them. You don't know anything grape be? Remove the G in front. The word grape that they use that for social media because of the flagging when they give them if you use that word, Tracy. So that's what it means. It's actually with the G, without the G. Okay, let's move on. I just wanted you guys to hear. Meanwhile, Tinubu come dey seek 10-day extension over release of his fraudulent files at the US in the US, and the US judge denied it and gave them, I think, 4 days. So on the 21st of August, we will know how far.
All right, my people of Nigeria, let's deliberate on this issue. For many of you that may have seen it, or for those that may not have seen it, let's deliberate a little on this issue. There are important things I need to connect to this matter. And as it appears here, it says Davido opposes Adeleke's support for Tinubu, says Igbo APC kill people over Osun governorship election. I'm sure it's no longer news on the stand of the current governor of Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke.
That's what I hope.
After emerging victorious, courtesy of the support or the massive support of the Osun people, we saw how he was giving thanks to Bola Ahmed Tinubu and promising to work with the president to make sure the president return in 2027. Davido, who was highly influential to his victory, opposes to that. But before then, let's listen to Adeleke again.
At this point, I must deeply appreciate Mr. President, His Excellency, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his strong support for a free and fair election. Mr. President is a son of Osun State, and I hereby reaffirm my earlier endorsement of him for a second term in the 2027 presidential election.
All right, so that was him. For those of you that may not have seen it before, it's everywhere. So if you've not seen it before, that was David Ademola Adeleke, the current governor of Osun State. After being victorious, he was now congratulating the president or thanking the president instead of Osun people, and has vowed to support the president to return. And I personally, like many other Nigerians, didn't find it funny. And we are not really easy on him. Because we felt like the man was just talking out of point.
Most of
like,
them,
he was sounding like I don't understand. Now, so many people have been able to read so many meanings to what the governor is doing or trying to do. That it could be a political game. Why some in other quarters believe there is an agreement, that there was an agreement before the election, and perhaps the agreement is to let the governor now have Osun State. In return, he will support the president for 2027 to deliver Osun to APC. I find that hard to believe, in as much as, even though in politics, you never can say never. Because this same Adeleke sorted
for a return ticket in the APC when he wanted to leave PDP and they denied him that outrightly. That was why he went to an unpopular accord. So if after going to accord, the Osun people still found you worthy and give you their support, and right before their eyes, you are already promising promising the APC that almost removed you. APC fought Adeleke. I don't know, no matter how they see it, APC fought him till the last. But he had the people, which should be the most important factor or the most important tools in winning election, if not for the evil rigging tactics that APC has massively introduced. Whoever has the people, the way Peter Obi has the people now, have no reason not to emerge victorious in any election. So the Osun people voted for Adeleke, they stood by him, they defended the vote, and at the end of the day, INEC have no option. Even though I heard the drunkard of Abuja, the owner of River State, or the wannabe owner of River State, saying that if federal might was deployed in Osun State, Adeleke would not have won. 16 governors were there. The Senate president were there. Military, police. Police were used to snatch ballot papers. What were all of that? But I will reserve that for another time. So Governor Adeleke and Davido. Now, Governor Adeleke, whatever the agreement is, please do not drag Osun people into it. That is my only message to the governor. If you want to support Tinubu, you are going to support him on your own. Leave Osun people to make their choice. After all, the hunger ravaging the land now does not affect Adeleke and his entire family, but the Osun people are being caught. You get the point now. And as for my very good guy, David Adeleke, Davido, you'll be so much criticized. So many people have also criticized you, even though, because you know you are very influential. Everybody knows that Davido was very influential. His influence, his support on his uncle's victory, you cannot underestimate it. You get the point now. Now people are asking, we even heard Omoye show attacking Davido. That is because it's a family business. That is why Davido got involved and used the influence. We even saw when Davido wrote to the United States authority trying to let them know of what was happening during the election. Davido was massively lambasted by people. Say, oh, now that it has come to your own family business, you are involving America. When was the last time you wrote to America in regards to national issue? Which those criticizing him on that ground had a fair ground. Now I'm doing this video, even though it will not reach Davido, but for those that can push it, please. The next election, which is the presidential election, is what will decide where you truly stand. Because I cannot say now you did what you did because it was your family's affairs in Osun. But if come 2027, you decide to stay out of politics, you've told your uncle now, from here now, you've told your uncle that a party as evil as APC is not worth supporting. Which means when 2027 come, you definitely will not be with APC. And it's either you are with APC or you are with NDC, which is Peter Obi. The time for staying neutral is over. I'm sure we all know that. The time for staying neutral is over. So, but one thing I can commend Davido for, this is rare. How many Nigerian celebrities, how many Nigerians today can oppose their relatives in power like Davido did here? Maybe you have a brother that is governor, or you have an uncle or a cousin that is a governor, a senator, House of Rep member, and they are publicly talking rubbish. How many of you can publicly counter and disagree with them like Davido did here? I'm very sure it's very rare. That is why our politicians keep misbehaving, because even their immediate friends and relatives keep telling them all correct, sir. But Davido just told Adeleke yesterday, that support don't make sense. You cannot be supporting an evil party that have taken the lives of so many. How many people can actually do that? So that alone has earned Davido a very good level of credit and respect, maybe from my own side.
That's true.
But then I will still wait to see Davido's involvement when 2023 comes, because that is the people's liberation year.
Exactly.
That is where Nigerians look forward to, because it's going to be a make or my year for Nigerians. So I hope Davido, with his level of influence, because we convey the people of Osun State to do the right thing. I will just be patiently waiting to see if you will eventually join your uncle to support evil at that time, or you're going to join Nigerians, or you're going to stay neutral. Whichever way you go when the time comes,
that is when we'll know what your support for your uncle in regard to Oshun election was for. So, my dear Nigerians, I don't know what you think about this, but whatever you think, as usual, use the comment section. Thank you.
Everybody should go and Flavor, all the artists, Fino, all of them should fall out. All the artists, Wizkid, Tiwa Savage, Arya Star, what's the other lady's name? I can't remember her name. What be her name again? All the Nigerian artists fall out. Burna Boy, what you call this man? Two-Face, all of them. They must choose a side. Omo, forget that thing. No. Everybody go collect this time around. Hey, we have a country to save. After all, not be Nigerians make them who they be. Not be Nigerians they play their music. And Nigerians they play their music now they enjoy. So US judge sets new deadline for release of records on allegations linking Tinubu to drug trafficking, which is the 21st of August. Okay.
I hear there's a meeting that is going on or that will go on in Abuja for a possible coalition. You can do all your coalition. Do any coalition. If you like na coalition, if you like na calculation, if you like na whatever it is, Peter Obi, stay Gidigban. If you go do coalition, follow Peter Obi.
See, you're probably right.
Anything apart from that, we no support her. Let your coalition go and support Peter Obi. And I'd like to say, Your Excellency,
thank you,
Abubakar,
Rose Thames.
You have been an elder statesman in this country. You have seen all that is happening. You have been there, and you are still there. Let me tell you something. Waziri of Adama, Your Excellency Atiku Abubakar. This is the time that Nigerians will applaud you. This coalition meeting where you want to let me preempt you. Go back, Abani. I think you want to support Peter Obi. If you come out and relinquish your interest and give Nigeria a gift of Peter Obi, Nigeria will never forget you. And I assure you, you are the father of Peter Obi political national politics. Saboda haka, support Peter Obi Atiku, and then you will see what Nigerians will do. Go back, Abani. Nigerians will be happy. Kekuma, your name will be written in the gold book of Nigeria for life. That is my advice. Go back, Abani. Peace and love is done was. Peter Obi is loading 2027. Down was.
That's right. Peter Obi loading 2027. Now here I'm.
Ladies and
gentlemen. Look at them. Association of Useless People. Okay.
How you doing? So I have this video that has a confession from an APC leader from Osun State. It's still about the Osun State election, and they've been crying since Saturday. The cry is so much that different WhatsApp group, they've been crying. When I tell you they wanted to take Osun State by force, yes. All these ones that they're doing online is just like a psychological, they just have to play in your psychology. If you know what it did you know the number of governors that came to Osun State, the number of senators? Don't let us even begin. So essentially, this recording was talking about how APC federal government requested for the names of Accord members. That they asked them that, tell us the name of Accord members that's going to be a disturbance to you in this election.
Wow.
So we can do whatever we have to do to them.
Take care of them.
Secondly, some of them cornered the money for agents. This guy was crying in this video that they requested for 5 agents and somebody cornered the money and paid for just 1 agent. Now they've been cursing all day since Saturday.
Even within APC,
They knew that
each other.
they are going to lose. Like, with all these shenanigans within the party, which is good. I love the cry. Let the cry go on. It's just a lesson. 2027 is possible. APC, people are not happy with APC. So don't let anybody deceive you that, oh, Tinubu cannot be the player. No. People are so angry towards APC. So just listen to this confession. I think this guy should be questioned because what is said in this video, oh my goodness. Listen.
Baba, I need to láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ to God we go learn Yorùbá together by force. Ṣé bá ti fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ bá wa kọ́kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sí lórí pé àṣírí àwọn ọmọ APC lórí ọ̀rọ̀ election. Ẹ ní sùúrù náà. Ẹ má ti pilẹ̀ kó bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ so káwọn yẹn lè mọ fídíò tẹ́ fẹ́ play mú bọ̀. So this is the confession of the APC.
Àṣírí àwọn APC ó tún ní Ọ̀ṣun nínú WhatsApp group planning tí wọ́n ṣe fún election tó kọjá gbogbo àdúgbò wọn ti dàrú inú ilé wọn gan dàrú kò tòrò so ẹni tó jẹ́ coordinator party agent ní Ọ̀ṣun ó fún àwọn ó sọ̀rọ̀ ó fìbínú sọ̀rọ̀ fún àwọn aṣáájú wọn àwọn ọ̀gá wọn pátápátá so ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ nǹkan tí ó sọ.
Odidi 30 days máa fi máa ṣe pèlè lórí. Odidi 30 ọjọ́ ni máa fi máa ṣe pèlè lórí. Ẹ dúró election kù a month lẹ pé gbogbo wa tá wà ní ward. Ká deliver gbogbo àwọn tó bá ní time ní wàrà tó lè ní wàhálà ní ward. Tẹ́lẹ̀ pé wa tẹ́lẹ̀ gbórúkọ gbogbo wọn lọ́wọ́ wa. Ẹ dúró ìgbésẹ̀ wo lè gbé lórí orúkọ tẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ wa. Ẹ̀dàbìlò ìgbésẹ̀ wo lè gbé lórí ẹ̀ tàbí gbogbo wa lámúrúkọ yẹn tàbí sọwọ́ sí ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yẹn sí báyìí ìgbésẹ̀ wo lè gbé lórí orúkọ tẹ́ ìgbàlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wa ẹni nísìmí ẹgbẹ́ orúkọ àwọn pàtí ìjẹ̀tì márùn lọ́wọ́ wa ẹyọkan lẹ́nu ọ̀bẹ àwọn olùpàtí ìjẹ̀tì márùn àwa ẹyọkan láàrin àwọn márùn kí ló fẹ́ ṣe ẹ̀yin dídá ọlọ́pọ̀lọ́ kókó yẹn ní nísìmí ẹ̀yin tó rí yín ti dàrú ilé yóò ní tó kò ní ráyè sẹ́ àwọn àdẹni tó lè jáde ẹni nísìnyí o ọkàn yóò ní balẹ̀ láti gbàtà ti kéde adélèké ní ti tẹnu géètì ìjọdọ ètò yàrá ló borí mọ tí wọn tó wọn wá sí ìjọdọ pé tó máa ń pariwo tó lórí sí gbogbo kan tó yẹ kẹkẹ yìí rí àìsí ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ sí ẹni nísìnyí.
àṣẹ wà.
ìfi owó ẹ̀yin lẹ kúndì ilé tó tó bẹ ẹ̀yin lẹ gba sálárì lóṣooṣù ẹ̀yin lẹ fẹ́ gba gómìnà ẹ̀yin lẹ fẹ́ gba sẹ́nétọ̀ lẹ fẹ́ gba owó ẹ̀yin nìyẹn ẹ lọ máa gbà ẹ lọ máa sálárì tẹ gba yẹn tẹ rí tẹ gba owó tó rọdún ẹ̀yin tẹ ìjókòó tí ẹ lọ máa gbà báyìí ẹ lọ bẹ kẹlẹ máa gbà ẹ lọ bẹ kẹlẹ máa gbóná ẹ fẹ́ máa wọ candidate ẹ kó gbogbo àwọn fásitì kan àwọn lẹ fún lọ́sẹ̀ assembly àwọn lẹ fún ní sẹ́nétọ̀ àwọn lẹ fún ní rep èèyàn méjì bá dùkú nínú àtijọ́ aláyé táyé ní fásitì wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ èèyàn mẹ́rin lè dùkú ẹnìkan ló máa jámọ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ bá ti jámọ́ ẹnìkan lọ́wọ́ ẹ pé àwọn tó kù kẹ́ bá wọn ṣètò àparò ẹ̀ dáhùn èèyàn du gọ́nà ẹ rọ́bìṣì ẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ ti ṣe fẹ́ nu yín tẹ́tí mẹ́rin tẹ́ fẹ́ mu kí ló náà yín láti kẹ́gbẹ́gbẹ́ ó yá kí ló fẹ́ lọ fún wa ní fáìsì lọ fún wa ní sẹ́nitọ̀ ẹ fún wa lásẹ̀ ní òye báyìí fún wa ní rẹ̀ kò yé báyìí ẹ dẹ́ bí gbogbo èkó yẹn ẹ kó sọ́wọ́ àwọn fáńsà tó kù ẹ̀dá wọn bí omi sọ́wọ́ ewu bí tẹ́ ìjà wá sí
ọjà yín sí body lọ́nù.
orí títí coastal road lọ já wọn sí.
ó sì ń kankan ó dúró ni ó kàn wo bí tẹ́lẹ̀ já sí ṣé mi sọ tó fẹ́ sí sẹ́nitọ̀ tó ti fẹ́ wá ọ̀pẹ́tì nínú ògbóró lẹ́sà níbí nítorí ẹ lè ní sinmi o tó fẹ́ sí sẹ́nitọ̀ tó ti ní òfẹ́ ìfẹ́ ló wà bí tó ti wá ọ̀pẹ́tì nínú gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀jẹ̀ bíjẹ́sà ìrìn gbogbo ẹ̀ lórí tí ló ti wá ọ̀pẹ́tì nígbà tó fẹ́ sí sẹ́nitọ̀ ọgbà ẹ̀ ẹ lè ní sinmi o nítorí tó fi kọ́ńtẹ́sì sílẹ̀ tó ti lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀pù ẹlòmíì ẹ lè ní sinmi tí o gbé sórí ilẹ̀ máa wọlé tí bàbá rọ nírọ̀ tó máa lọ nírọ̀wọ́ rọ̀ sẹ́bi ilé ẹ sọ fún mi Ọgọ́kọ̀ ẹlẹ́fẹ́ lọ kọ́tù ẹ̀sọ́ nǹkan tẹ́fẹ́ gbé lé ẹjọ́ ẹ̀sọ́ nǹkan tẹ́fẹ́ gbé lọ lé ẹjọ́ yẹn ẹ̀sọ́ fún wa. Tí mo tó rọ lọ nírọ̀wọ́ rọ̀ṣẹ̀ tí mo sì di tán ti dà burú tó sí ọ̀kan kò sí lókun gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì kan náà lè gbà wọ́n já níbi báyìí wọ́n pààyàn níbi báyìí ìbò yẹn náà lọ nírọ̀wọ́ rọ̀ṣẹ̀ tí torí fìdí tí mo ti lérí sẹ̀ tí mo lérí àgbàtà tó ń pè sí tí mo wọlé fún tí mo ń rí èsì ìdìbò náà jí káàkiri HG owó lókù gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì.
Wọ́n dìbò pa wọ́n dànù.
Àríkì tán ti dàbò àríkì tán ti jà.
Nítorí retí nìyẹn ẹ ti bá kán lọ jà bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Torí àwọn ọmọ kẹ́mọ́ wulẹ̀ nira yín lára ẹ má lura nira yín lára o ẹ má nira yín irú opportunity ta ní.
Ẹ lè ní mọ́tò ní Bọ́lá ti ń lọ Bọ́lá ti kó l'Abuja Bọ́lá ti ń lọ.
Alágbára ta nílò.
Bọ́lá ló fi gbà kàdí dùn tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n gbà ní àwọn ní máa rúlọ̀ ọ̀ṣun lọ́fọ̀ náà.
30 governor 50 senator ṣe ń gbọ́ 30 ni kò ń ṣe 16. ẹ gbé padà sẹ́yìn kan bọ́
ẹ̀.
ok.
ẹ má lura nira yín lára o ẹ má nira yín irú opportunity ta ní mi ò mọ gbàtà lè ní irú ààrẹ ta ní mi ò mọ gbàtà tí lè ní irú ààrẹ yẹn mọ́ alágbára ta lè lò ẹ kó ní di 30 governor wá lọ́sùn bí 50 senator.
Sorry, I not to translate. There's an that somebody they gave them money to use to rig election, and one person collected it and only paid one of them very little to do the work. So they are going against it's not in sound fresh. I wish I could give it to you. But that's the story of it. I played it, there was a guy that did it for me, so you don't want to rewind and do
tó bá dẹ̀ lómi sórí ọ̀bá dẹ̀ jẹ lọ.
wọ́n lè win àwọn èèyàn láìkò mi ṣe gan ní Ọ̀ṣun wọ́n láìkò mi ṣe gan lọ́sùn.
mistake kan ti ṣe ní pé ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ mistake kan ti ṣe ní pé ìgbà tí Adémọ́lá gangan
ṣé kí n pọ̀ sí ẹ̀
ó ti lọ bá Bọ́lá pé òun fẹ́ wá ní gúrùpù wọn opportunity fúnra rẹ̀ ló fẹ́ sáré rẹ̀ lọ bá wọn kì í ṣe pé Bọ́lá ló pè é Adélékè gangan ló lọ bá thank you ẹ jẹ́ kí n pọ̀ sí ẹ̀ mẹ́yìn jẹ́ tó ti ṣe mistake kò sẹ́ni tó ń lè lò tó lè dàbí máa yẹn tó máa yẹn ti ṣiṣẹ́ sílẹ̀ tó lè ti rí ibi tó ti wí láti ọmọ ní Ọ̀ṣun ṣẹ́mu gbogbo gbèsè tí àwọn pátì ìbò lórí burúkú jẹ Adélékè san kò sọ ìgbé ọ̀gọ́dá pé gómìnà ní mí ni owó ṣe dé yẹn ní èmi kọ́ ni mo jẹ yín lówó ìgbà tó dé yẹn normal owó ti tiṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ti tiẹ̀ nígbà tó dé ni ó kàn máa san á san pé ó san owó tí tó wà ń bẹ̀ yóò san pé ó tún lọ san gbogbo gbèsè ó ṣe gbogbo gbèsè yẹn ó gbé san bàbá àwọn òde fún ní £1.
nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ gọ́gọ́ nìyẹn nǹkan táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ṣe wà lẹ́.
So basically what she's saying here is that the monies that were owed in the last administration owed civil servants in the state, right? Because remember, they said they were paying them half salary. When Adeleke came in, he paid everybody off. He gave them their balance, paid all the civil servants their complete money. Okay, so that one, he used it to win the people over. And that's why they stood up for him like they did, because a lot of people, I mean, even some of the videos that were coming out, there are a lot of videos coming out, and the reason why they were supporting him and came out to support him is that he really stood for them and he took care of them. He paid all their salaries. He never owes them. They don't want to go back to half salary ever again. So basically, that's the summary of that one.
Oyetola tí wọ́n sọ yìí, òní chief of staff Arẹ́gbẹ́. Gbogbo ìgbà tó ń jẹ gbèsè yìí, Oyetola mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀. Ìgbà tó Oyetola wá débẹ̀, Oyetola wá ń sọ wípé àwọn ò sí ní ipò gómìnà tó máa sọ áfúsá o, bóun ò lè máa sọ áfúsálárì o. Nígbà tó Oyetola wá bọ́ bẹ̀, Oyetola ń fún wọn ní owó oṣù wọn complete, ṣùgbọ́n àjẹ́lẹ̀ tẹ̀yìn lásìkò Arẹ́gbẹ́ kò san. Òun bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń san tọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ complete tọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀ kò san tàjẹ́lẹ̀ ti Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá. Wọ́n dẹ̀jọ wà ní the same administration of the political party. Ìgbà tí Jackson wá wọlé. Ìgbà tí Jackson wá wọlé, Jackson wá wò pé ókè o, àti gbèsè ti Arẹ́gbẹ́ o, àti tó Oyetola jẹ kú o, àti kékeré òun á san gbogbo ẹ̀, including pension. Àwọn tó yẹ kó ti gba pension láti 2007. Àwọn tó yẹ kó ti gba pension láti 2007. Òun á san díẹ̀ títí ó fi clear débi tó dé. Ẹ sọ fún mi, ṣé àwọn bàbá tí ò gba pension tó gba gratuity pensioners?
ṣé wàá rí Bọ́lá orí Bọ́lá òpè ọdún náà èdè ayé ni èdè ayé máa ti náà.
ẹ tó àmọ́ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ Queen same thing tí Mákindé náà ṣe lọ́yọ̀ọ́ nìyẹn o gbogbo wa jẹ́lẹ̀ tí kinní ò san tí Ajímọ̀bí ò san ní ṣe Mákindé dé tó wá clear tó wá tó
tó wá síbi gan wọ́n ní àwọn tí ń gba pension tí wọ́n ti ṣe kinní wọ́n ní Ṣèyí Mákindé increase salary àwọn pension ní
bẹ́ẹ̀ni ó increase pension ó increase ìgbà tó wá increase tán ẹ má gbọ́ o Queen ìgbà tó wá increase tán àwọn àríàsì àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ gan ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń san ibi tí ó ti wá gbayì tó ti wá fọ́ gbogbo wọn lójú tó fọ́ wọn lẹ́pọ̀n ó ní ìgbà tó wá ní òkè o ẹ̀yin corpers gan tẹ̀ ń wá sọ́yọ́ every month ó máa san 15,000 fáwọn corpers.
lẹ́yìn owó tí ìjọba máa fún wọn.
lẹ́yìn owó tí kìnní máa fún wọn tí federal government fún wọn ìgbà wọn ṣe ń gba kìnní o 33,000 kìnní kan náà ṣe ń gbàngbà yẹn o wá ní 15,000 láti state gbogbo corper in the whole state ní Ọ̀yọ́ state ló dẹ̀ gba 15,000 yẹn ìjọ tó bá ti sanwó àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ báyìí para on the 25-24 àwọn corper náà máa receive tiwọn.
ṣàǹgbọ́.
ẹgẹ ìyẹn gan lásán.
ṣebí kan tí ṣe Mákindé ṣe sílẹ̀ ní kí Bọ́lá fẹ́ dúró sí báyìí.
torí ẹ̀ náà ṣe mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti give up lórí gbogbo bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Baba, àwọn APC fọkàn balẹ̀ pé Bọ́lá onídàgídí.
Salary payment is not the only key. Queen ẹ má bínú. Salary payment is salary payment is not the only key. If you have ever lived in Ilé-Ifẹ̀ before, tó bá ti gbé Ilé-Ifẹ̀ before, tó bá mọ bí tó ń gbé ní Mayfair Lágèrè, tó bá mọ bó ṣe rí tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, you won't come here and say salary nìkan. Flyover tẹ́rí ní Ifẹ̀ yẹn, gbogbo àwọn Lágèrè yẹn accident máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gidi níbi gbogbo side ibi báńkì Wema yẹn, ó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gidi gan. Flyover tó ṣe yẹn lásán development gan ni fáwọn ará Ifẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé Ìyọ́lá Omíṣore tó jọmọ Ifẹ̀ gangan ṣe mọ̀ pé Ìyọ́lá Omíṣore ṣe mọ̀ pé ọmọ bá ní ṣe mọ̀ pé royal home gan ló ti wá tó jọmọ Ifẹ̀ Ìyọ́lá Omíṣore dẹ̀ lélẹ́yìí gan ìgbà tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ deputy governor what did he do for his people in Ifẹ̀ tó wá jẹ́ ọmọ Ẹdẹ ṣe mọ̀ ibi tí máa gbà kọjá ní kẹ́ tó dé Ifẹ̀ ni láti Ẹdẹ south tí àwọn Adélékè ń gbé ẹ máa dé Ṣẹ́kọ́nà láti Ṣẹ́kọ́nà ẹ máa dé Ẹdó Àbọ̀n ẹ kọjá Ẹdó Àbọ̀n ẹ dé Mòró kẹ́ tó wọnú Ilé Ifẹ̀ kẹ́ tó dé Ilé Ifẹ̀.
So he said he also built he built
ó kúrò ní Ìwó ó lọ sí Ìpẹ̀tù Ìjẹ̀ṣà ó tún ṣe ribiribi ńbẹ̀ infrastructure.
That's what they're talking about.
This man did not look at kò wò pé òun ò kì í ṣe ọmọ Iléṣà ó lọ Iléṣà ó lọ bá wọn ṣe títì dáadáa ibi tí Arẹ́gbẹ́ ti wá tí ò ṣe nǹkan kan bẹ̀ Arẹ́gbẹ́ wà ní Ìjẹ̀ṣà man and he did nothing in Ìjẹ̀ṣà land ẹni tó jáde Adeleke dẹ̀ lọ sí Iléṣà ó lọ turn things around ní Iléṣà.
So
and this same Adeleke College of Education
in Ilesha
tó jẹ́ Ilesha College of Education tó wà ní Ilesha ó convert sí State University.
Okay, College of Education
ó convert sí State University another university fún Ọ̀ṣun State ní Ilesha ìyẹn gan lásán ó upgrade ibẹ̀ yẹn.
He upgraded.
Now they have a university in Ilesha and it has employed more of Ijesha people and Ọ̀ṣun State indigenes at large. Job opportunity to teach them yẹn. So what are you people now saying? Ẹ wá sọ pé kí ọba Astrop ọwọ́ ọ̀bọ̀kún kó má pick side ó lè pick side bó máa fọpọlọ ṣe ni ẹ lọ wo Òṣogbo ṣe dídé lẹ́pẹ́ àtàwọ́já kò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe àbí. àbí the only ọba dìdìrín tí mo rí kó ló dìdìrín jù ní Rashidi Amugbo ọba Ìwó onídìrí dìdìrín ní gbogbo àwọn ọba yẹn. So kí ni APC fẹ́ fi campaign ní state yẹn kò sí ìwọ̀n nìkan láti fi campaign now no federal project nothing. Owó tẹ́tí wa lọ ń ṣe again ẹtí wa lọ ń gbówó fún àwọn local government chairman títẹ̀ náà wọ́n ti lapse ní 2025 àwọn ẹ̀ náà wá tí wọ́n lọ ń náwó bí ẹlẹ́yà ṣé mo ye tí wọ́n gbé jáde ṣá tó fi ní àwọn ọlọ́kadà fún àwọn vigilante àtàwọn ọlọ́pàá àwọn wèrè local government chairman almost 300 million April 15 2026 ni wọ́n ra àwọn ọ̀kadà yẹn tó dẹ̀ wà against òfin báwo dẹ̀ ṣe wà against òfin ẹni tó jẹ́ HLE àti council treasurer of the local government tó jẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba tó jẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ local government Adeleke instruct gbogbo wọn kó má lọ síbi iṣẹ́ torí pé illegal chairman ni wọ́n níbẹ̀ their tenure flaps ó yẹ kó ti kúrò mẹ́kan ti ṣe kí state ti ṣe another election but torí federal might they are still there tó dẹ̀ wà against the law and they mọ̀ pé the signatory to the account of the local government èèyàn mẹ́ta ni the chairman the HLE and council treasurer HLE sign council treasurer sign báwo ni chairman ṣe gbówó jáde tẹ̀fẹ̀ lọ́rọ̀ kàdá gross misconduct ni o lè jíjáde ní.
EFCC ṣe máa kó ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn nìyẹn.
O lè jíjáde ní ẹ wá gbogbo wá yẹn sọ pé ó ẹ̀dọ́ sí ní kúkú ẹ̀ ó dà pé ẹ̀ ń jó ẹ̀ tẹ̀ mọ̀ kankan na never sabi anything.
So that was the reason tí mo ṣe sọ pé tó bá jẹ́ pé nígbà tí Arẹ́gbẹ́ wà ń bẹ fún 8 years àti cousin Oyèlọ́lá ti cousin Tinubu for 4 years that's 12 years of APC tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti develop some milestone tí àwọn ará Ọ̀ṣun rí nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe I think by this time wọ́n máa rí nǹkan láti point one pointer láti campaign on. So by the time Adeleke wọlé, Adeleke now had to overstretch his deliverables. And our deliverables were visible. There are things that they can see, they can talk to, and it really become like a standard.
They can also feel it. They can also feel it.
The Osun people, by the presence of those physical projects they had seen, they don't have any choice than to actually vote for continuity of a government that is delivering their expectation. So the 12 years of APC in Osun they have nothing to campaign on. So APC already sent that signal to Tinubu that the way this guy is working, we may not be able to have anything to campaign on. That was why the Mosul against him, the federal might 200 billion to 1J. They try everything to frustrate that man so that he wouldn't have any visible project to be able to campaign on. But eventually, the guy, he just did dance. Even though not dancing dance, he still the walk still go on, and the Osun people love him. So it's quite interesting.
Government funds.
First born former governor Isaka Adetunji Adeleke.
Really?
Ìgbà tí Davido kọ skelewu ta ló kọ́kọ́ jó sí ní kíni
okay, ṣé man tí wọ́n fi oògùn sóúnjẹ fún yẹn?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Èyí tí wọ́n pa ìyá.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ṣẹ̀rù bà wọ́n.
Ìyá àmọ́ kó jó.
Oníjó náà lòun náà o.
Wow.
Ìjọba onífìlà gogoro. Bàbá náà Isaka Adetunji Adeleke, bàbá náà jó.
Mo like bàbá Davido tí òun lọ sínú politics tó ra gbájú business.
Wọ́n náà jó. Bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ṣe rí Jackson Nurudeen tó bá gbá drum set fún yín, tó bá gbámú fún yín. Tẹ́ bá rí ibi tó ti ń lùlù, tí Jackson ti ń lùlù, ẹ máa fọ́.
Ọmọ Kérúbù ni ó yẹ kó mọ̀ lù.
Ibi tó ti ń lù kúrúkúrúkúrú.
Ìyẹn lágbára.
Okay,
nǹkan tí ọba ọ̀pọ̀.
Ẹni sùdù ẹ̀jẹ̀ mú second phone mi kí n play ẹ̀.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. So I'm going to rest on this confession because a lot of you don't understand. So I kind of feel bad. So let's move forward. This tweet, Davido, I think he deleted this tweet. This is the tweet they wanted him to delete. Senator President Akpabio has called the collation center. He said coalition. Collation center that they should stop collation. He was blowing everything as they tell him because, like as his interview said, he had people that within INEC were even calling Davido and telling him, All right. Okay. They say they asked him we should apologize to Okpewolo. He said, they apologize. He tell Okpewolo, say you were not elected, you were selected. I like this. I like the energy.
Courageously and happily went into Jerusalem to embrace his mission and his destiny.
Okay, wait. This is not Peter.
Because the hour had come.
Okay, let's go. Okay, I think that's
now the hour has come.
Let's see. Maybe not Peter.
For all Christians
the reference
and all persons of goodwill in Nigeria to stand up, walk into the society and the various aspects of governance and life in Nigeria and embrace our mission and our destiny for a better Nigeria. We should not allow ourselves to be led sheepishly by some selfish, bigoted, corrupt, religious and political leaders who will ignore our wish and impose on us injustice and perpetration of corruption. While we are preparing for election, let us all rise, register to vote, come out to vote, protect our votes, and choose our leaders. These evil men are now busy meeting, and they are already planning which Barabbas, a corrupt thief like themselves, to impose on us through INEC pilot. We must resist this. We want an honest, hard-working Nigerian who has shown capacity for governance and transparency, irrespective of where he is coming from, and support him to lead us. We reject Barabbas. We choose Jesus. We reject corrupt leaders. We choose honest men and women. This is the time. Whether there are caucuses or caucuses or caucuses, and whether there are stakeholders, we know they are corrupt, selfish, evil men. Most of them. If you say you are not one of them, and you find yourself there, be a Joseph of Arimathea and speak out. Nigerians have suffered enough. We have suffered enough. And the time for real change is now.
You. Did you listen to the audio I was playing earlier?
Our destiny is in our hands.
Confession, no, Yoruba,
and nobody
Oshu
can claim or pretend not to be concerned. God is still with us. He needs us to go into the city.
Bam.
He needs us to go into the streets.
That's right.
He needs us to transform our lives.
Oh, now they hear all ye Christians. The real people when sabi God don't talk. Nobody wanna they do so. Now suppose don't mount protest for all those una mega churches by now. Anyway, let's listen to some campaign song. Let's listen to Gigi and then we'll call it a day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nigerian people, as we enter campaign season, make we celebrate hope. Make we celebrate unity.
All right.
The future they call.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
DJ, drop the beat.
All right.
Now who be the man? Oh, Peter Obi. Now who be the man? Oh, Kwaso. A new Nigeria is possible with Peter Obi and Kwaso. Stand together hand in hand. Let's rebuild our fatherland. Now who be the man? Now who be the man? Hope is rising everywhere. Nigeria go rise again. No sell your vote, no take bag of rice. No fall for cheap lies. Come suffer another 4 years. Your vote now your power. Your PVC now your voice. Think about tomorrow, make the better choice. Schools will go better, jobs for every youth. Leaders will go answer with honesty and truth. Raise your hand together, make the nation stand. Hope no before talking, now action for the land. From Lagos reach Kano, from Enugu to Maiduguri, from Port Harcourt to Sokoto, Nigeria, make we unite. Now who be the man? Oh, Peter Obi. Now who be the man? Oh, Kwaso. A new Nigeria is possible with Peter Obi and Kwaso. Stand smiling. Farmer know the fear. Factory go open, opportunity they near. Make our roads get better, light shine every night. Young people get chances to build a future bright. No more tribe or religion, make love lead the way. One Nigeria united, now the dream today. Dance up to the east, dance up to the west. When the people stand together, Nigeria will be the best. No be fight, we come fight, now to build our nation. Peace, progress, unity, now our destination. Lift your PVC high, make your voice be heard. The future they are, make your vote count. Now who be the man? Oh, Peter Obi. Now who be the man? Oh, One Kwaso. A new Nigeria is possible with Peter Obi and One Kwaso. Hope is alive, the people decide. Together we'll stand to rebuild our land. Everybody sing! Yahweh Mano, Peter Obi. Yahweh Mano, One Kwaso. One Nigeria, one people, one future.
There we go. All right.
My name is Stephen Headland.
Sorry. Okay. Let's take this and then we'll call it a night. The election are tomorrow, so I might come out tomorrow morning. So make sure say. Oh, actually, 2 videos though. One and novice. I have the video of one of the people I like to listen to as well. All right.
Hello, you are welcome to this class. Today, good Lord Jonathan, you start educating, you start give out, you start tell us, say, what is your example of your state? You say, now in charge, there's a way if you do it. For this class, we'll look at who the true Democrat between good Lord Jonathan and Tinubu. We're going to look at what the good Lord Jonathan talk. Look at what the Wike even talk. Look at what the Davido talk when it comes to democracy, using what you state as a reference. Okay, we'll start. By the way, what is democracy? It is the government of the people, by the people, by the people. By the people, and the people they decide, and what they decide becomes for the people. It is not a government of a person deciding for the people. It's not a government of a powerful person deciding for the people. It's the people that decide. Okay. So if it doesn't, it be Democrat, it should not interfere, interrupt, or go and obstruct what these people want. Okay. Bad versus Jack. He claims say it be Democrat. He don't talk him for many places. This one never one they use the mouth to say it be Democrat. Now people they call him Democrat. Okay. So for this class, go look at who be true Democrat when it comes to 2 of them. The doer or the sayer. As you can see, this day, Tinubu, I am a die-hard Democrat. True Democrat must submit to the rule of law. Okay, listen.
I'm glad we are all Democrats. And we all subscribe to this democracy voluntarily, willingly. And we've been at it selflessly in the last 26 years. Some of us are the bruises of it, struggling for it. We went to detention, we protested, we were street organs, we went on exile and all of that. We formed Nadeco. We got here. I followed the leadership destiny that God has done and chosen for me. There's no doubt about it. I'm a die-hard Democrat.
You know what also? For Gola Jonathan, now Buhari call him a true Democrat. Also, Bega Daniel was called him a true Democrat. Okay, no people say if
I'm telling you, real crude.
And die-hard Democrat.
Yes,
Also not a Democrat. Look at in summary, wicked good luck, stylishly tell Tinubu. After that, we call it everything so that God understand. Number 1, he talks a true Democrat. You look at what they talk. They condemn intimidation, threat, and bullying around elections. Act immediately when powerful politicians create fear or tension in an election state. Other senior government officials are party leaders to leave the state if their presence is becoming intimidating. A true Democrat, where you get authority, power in your hand, you be president. Stop serving governors and top officials from flooding an election state with aids and heavy security, especially on an election day. Make voters feel free and safe to come out and vote. A strong government power is not used to give the ruling party an unfair advantage. He said you don't do one, now so you for do one. Protect free, fair, and peaceful political competition. Draw a clear line between legitimate campaigning and intimidation. The purpose is saying, go come up for there, go come up for there. See, they talk to governor anyhow, say, that's the governor, pack body for there. They intimidate the man. You don't hear any back from presidency. Use presidential power to strengthen democratic institutions, not partisan interest. You will see what he writes. No be me to talk. Prevent elections from becoming a show of force between powerful politicians. Reject the mentality of winning elections at all cost. This one different from what those archbishops talk about. No hear word for almost 1 week. Set a good precedent for future elections. Put the people's mandate above party victory, because now the people now they be democracy. Take responsibility instead of remaining silent. See, so remaining silent. The people say no come out. If you say this for buy them, that's so no hear anything. When democracy is being threatened, now good luck the talk so. Show commitment to democracy through action, not merely through speeches or claims about past struggles. Say, I'm a Democrat, don't collect bullets to make sure say democracy in Nigeria. We resisted military. After my resistance, I get what you call this today. Call was fast within military, we do that themselves. In one sentence, Jonathan's message is that when a president sees actions, they see actions capable of intimidating voters or undermining a free election, a true Democrat should not watch silently. He should use his authority to stop it. Okay? What we read, we think talk now. Notice now me they talk. So cafe, Nairatan, good luck, Ibele Jonathan. Also, at the need to set new boundaries for political conduct in off-cycle elections. The outcome of the recent governorship election in Osun State demonstrate that despite the challenges confronting our democracy, we possess the capacity to conduct elections in a manner that strengthens public confidence in our democratic institution. I therefore commend the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the security agencies, political parties, and most importantly, the people of Osun State for the peaceful conduct of the recent governorship election. While we commend the electoral process itself, there are developments surrounding the election, and more importantly, an emerging trend in political conduct during off-cycle elections that raises concerns. It was start now. We'll study what the growing practice whereby serving governors, senior political office holders, party leaders, and other influential government functionaries, accompanied by large numbers of aides and heavy security details from outside a state, combined on states, where elections are being conducted, raises an issue that demands national attention. See so? Una fit capel, una fit do everything on election day. What you say do for there? You vote. He said the conduct witnessed around the recent elections in Osun, Ekiti, all those states, was, in my view, unusual. See so? In this current democracy, he said it's unusual. It is not a practice that should become normal in a democratic society. I recall that, as a president, not me president today, as a president, he will do comparison now. Similar situations arose during the 2013 Anambra and 2014 Ekiti governorship elections. On those occasions, senior political leaders mobilized and descended upon the state. Upon being briefed, I ordered party leaders and senior government officials to leave the state immediately. He does say he not keep quiet, he not sleep. They will say, my party go win, thank God, my people did. No. He said, he tell them, say, come up for there. What do you do for there? What do you do for that state? So this threat is unawesome. If left or checked, it could threaten our fragile democracy and have serious long-term implications for democratic stability. So political parties are entitled to campaign. You know, doesn't want to campaign, mobilize their supporters and deploy their legitimate party structures. Okay, that is an essential part of democracy. However, there is a point at which political mobilization, particularly when it involves the overwhelming presence of savvy governors, senior public officials, and powerful political actors from across the country on election day. Look at it on election day. You know, can say, we're going to go campaign on election day and create an atmosphere of oppression, intimidation, bullying, and undue pressure. We'll see everything. We must ask ourselves whether the increasing deployment of political power and large-scale mobilization by senior office holders on election day, instead, holding elections is consistent with the spirit of free, fair, and peaceful democratic competition. Just as people of like-minded they talk since there was nothing free affair about this election. Okay? This hardly happens in other democratic countries. Very soon, we also listen to the video saying the same thing. Wait till you see, they happen anywhere. But this, our democracy, when that person was, was in charge, he get us a bill. We must not allow political competition to become a contest in which victory is perceived as something that must be achieved at all cost. So at all cost. There is also the question of precedent. If the current trend become established, if not like this is called the normal, the way they behave. What happens when governors from opposing political parties begin to descend on every state holding a competitive election? What happens when each party seeks to match political power with political power, governmental influence with governmental influence, and mobilization with counter-mobilization? What will happen? Such a development will not strengthen our democracy. It would deepen political tensions and could make Elections increasingly resemble battles for political survival and must win by all means, pride, rather than peaceful contest for the mandate of the people. Remember the definition of democracy, the government of what? Of the people. By who? By the people. For who? For the people. I therefore believe that this matter should not be treated as a partisan dispute concerning the Onshu election. It is a broader national issue concerning the future of our electoral democracy. Those of us who have occupied public office must recognize that our conduct carries a greater responsibility. The power and influence attached to public office should be used to strengthen democratic institutions like the INEC, not to create apprehension among political opponents or citizens. After all, now you they in charge of the country. Nobody drag out with you. Now, one was silent. When this thing go on, it did not condemn the reported intimidation, threat, death. Go and check Davido's tweet. He said death, they buy people. Go take reports. Or one is allegedly telling people not to even come out. We saw one woman, there's not a woman leader. They don't come out. They don't come out and vote. There was no official statement and no public condemnation, even from spoke people. The other one, and not be presidential, not be media in charge. But when I was in charge, this is what I did. When similar things like this happened on election day, he don't say, if I ignore, but because he believes in democracy, he will stay silent. He condemned what happened. I asked them to leave. They don't be in charge. See, they tell them what is supposed to happen. I'm the true Democrat. So, who is the true Democrat? The one who claims to be a Democrat. I say, I get A1 for math, but person when they talk, you give to us math, solve. The way they solve, me, I know some solve. I solve the talking. Or the one who never needed to give himself that title, but whose actions demonstrate that he is a Democrat. Who be Democrat? But we see the democratic process when Tinubu was president that was experienced by Davido. And they talk as if we don't talk history. Listen.
Would you guys like to know how much revenue a gas station can generate? It'll surprise and shock you. So stick around and find out.
Personally, me.
So you're not looking at being a politician maybe in the long run?
With this system? I mean, they do my own vaccine, my own. See the one, no be the wrong. See as I did. If I come, I can't even do this with this system. The high blood pressure that, like, how can you wake up in the morning knowing that the people want you and you can get rid out? It cannot happen anywhere else in the world. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the grace of God really came and saved us.
So he thought they can never be a politician, no matter what, under the circumstances. Not only the Sienna.
A lot of people in INEC that are collected money were DMing me. Davido, I'm your biggest fan. I see the messages from fans alone that worked in INEC, I can see more than 200 that I got from that week. Yeah, I love you so much, David. They've given us money, but because I love you so much, I will do this for you. Don't worry. We're going to tell you as we're going to do. Do you understand? Like, so it was a collective effort of people that wanted good governance to keep going for the people.
Yeah, so INEC officials, he thought they collect money every dose, but for the love of the video, they know exactly what it is they do. Weekend in Tinubu's democracy. We'll see what he thought. Tribune, I would have been in Onshu if Tinubu wanted APC victory. We cannot be Onshu citizen. He say Tinubu want me to get victory or anywhere where we want victory. Me just say I'm good. Can you imagine? Is it the government of a person by a person? Then for the people, we decide by a person for the people. So for the people of Onshu State, about 500 or more than 500K, where vote for Ademola, Adeleke, indirectly say their vote will not count. He exactly. Say, let's send and go there, they allow and go there. He say he really wants the APC win. Oh, for Abuja, they conducted election this year around January. So because of you, may make APC win. Oh, 203. Now because of you, may make APC win for Rivers. Ah, okay. Government of a person by a person for the people. Oh, they don't change the definition. Look at what Tribune say he talk. We said if the president had wanted to win the Onshu state election at all costs, I would have been there and we would have won it. And there is nothing the governor can do. There is nothing the governor can do. There is nothing. Is this not what Goodluck is talking against? He continued. 2027 elections will be the easiest one for the president compared to 2023.
We'll see now.
The minister added, this time around, the opposition has been crippled. So not be this thing Goodluck talk against. Who crippled opposition? Has been. There was something done to them that crippled them. Homeless. Something was done to opposition. Is this not what Goodluck was talking about? No further again. Now see the democracy. People were talking to the Democrats, true Democrats. What you not seeing? Oh my gosh! You want to drop a comment? Like, share, subscribe to this channel. Thank you.
Oh my gosh! All right, last one.
Nigeria officially enters the Presidential and National Assembly campaign season for the 2027 general election shortly. Those ballots are scheduled for January the 16th next year, with the governorship and state assembly campaigns expected to begin on September the 9th, ahead of the elections on February the 6th. After years of economic hardship, insecurity, unemployment, poverty, and declining living standards, voters are increasingly asking candidates to move beyond personality attacks, ethnic calculations, religious mobilization, and incendiary rhetoric, and tell them precisely how they intend to fix the country. And the challenge goes beyond producing attractive manifestos. Nigerians want specific, measurable commitments. What will candidates do? How will they pay for it? How quickly can they deliver it? And what mechanisms will allow citizens to hold them accountable? There is also the darker side of electioneering. Nigeria has seen enough violence, hate speech, and political tension during previous electoral cycles. So, as the campaign season officially opens, what should Nigerians demand from those asking for their votes? And what should politicians themselves understand about the kind of campaign and the kind of leadership the country now desperately needs? With more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the political analyst, Professor Oke Ikechukwu, Executive Director of Development Specs Academy, member of the editorial board of This Day newspaper, and Professor of Strategic Management and Human Capital Development. Prof, thank you very much indeed for being here.
My pleasure.
What should this campaign be about?
It should be about Nigeria. And that means that when you speak of Nigeria, you're talking about security, about responsible citizenship, about responsible leadership, which means that if I'm a local government, I'm supposed to be operating in the local government and ought to be held accountable. If I'm a councillor, I have a role. If I'm a governor, I have a role.
Bam.
In preparing for this election, Nigerians should sit down quietly, calibrate those who are holding those offices and the parties to which they belong, and ask themselves very specific questions. Have these people delivered on these offices? If they haven't, is it they have the fault of those occupying it or their party? Whichever it is, that answer should guide their vote. Then for those who are priming to take over from whoever is in power, Nigerians should also ask themselves 3 distinct questions. Number 1, what is the personal track record of these individuals as credible persons, as people who have served the public with distinction and integrity? And then at the level of public engagement, what good can be traced to them? And what makes you think that if Nigeria is handed over to them, they'll do a good job of it? Those are the issues. Now, for the campaign, whether they're giving money or not, I've always maintained a position in recent times, and I'll repeat it. Collect the money if you must, but vote who you think will deliver value.
Is that what happened in Osun State?
That's what I gather. And that should be an object lesson for the APC. You see, the days of wearing a bada, pretending or imagining that your siren makes you something bigger. And by the way, such as you might notice, once people get into office, they wear slightly bigger clothing. And when they are walking, their hands hang out as if they have boys in their armpit. And that's supposed to indicate how important they've become. It is ridiculous. Now, practically all the governors moved down to Osun. Osun people said, this is our land, this is our preference, and they protected the votes.
Yes.
Not like Labour Party in the last election, they protected their votes. So, I understand, I have no evidence that quite substantial sums of money moved around, but
the observers said
yes, they said so.
Movement
but those who moved all that money lost dramatically. Exactly. And if you look at the profile, the presumed political profile of those who lost, they are supposed to be the big boys of today. I mean, Abuja is behind me. We say walkover. We'll show this man that. We'll even tell him who should stay in his kitchen. They're out. What they haven't realized is that they're also buried, because what political future will you expect from those who lost? Not in Osun, not at the federal, because their colleagues at the federal, politicians are like the hyena. The hyena, spotted hyena, is the most wicked animal against his own kind. Nobody's going to make room for them and all of that. So those are the new realities to begin to deal with. You have 31 states. I won't argue about that. Do you really have 31 states? The chairman who was suddenly displaced when the governor decamped, is he happy? Are you going to have anti-party activities? So that's on the side of the APC. On the side of the opposition, is it possible for you to come together? I don't see them preparing to do that. Is there a clear strategy? Possibly there may be, but I haven't seen it. But the interesting thing is that Nigerians should be told 3 things. Look at the record of service delivery of those who were elected 4 years ago.
Yep.
Look at the record of those threatening to displace them, and ask yourself, where should my vote go and for what reason?
That's a very good point, very good points, actually, and a good pointer for people who are hopefully watching and listening. The campaign officially begins in a few hours. What rule would you impose? Because we've talked about the people. What rule would you impose on every politician seeking votes? Because we've become accustomed to campaigns built around personalities, ethnicity, religion, political attacks. Can we realistically force the 2027 contest to become a competition of ideas? Or is that asking too much of the Nigerian political class? Because even today, President Tinubu, who impressed a lot of people in Osun State by, to some extent, being hands-off, is urging political actors to shun divisive primordial sentiments ahead of 2027. He signed the peace accord. I wonder what you make of all that. And in that context, what rule you think should be imposed on the politicians themselves as they seek votes?
No, first, I don't see the need to impose any extra rules. There are already rules of good behavior in elections. Now, the statements attributed to the president is not also new. We've had it over and over from previous presidents and even former heads of state. Peace accord, we've seen all kinds of peace accord signs.
Well, just to be specific, he committed the APC, and that's quite specific, to peaceful, transparent elections, committed them to the rejection of violence, rejection of hate speech, and rejection of misinformation. And he said campaigns must strengthen, not tear Nigeria's social fabric.
I am familiar with the text, but I usually would make a distinction between an official statement, usually a prepared speech by a leader, and the political economy on the ground everywhere. He has committed the APC to this. Question number 1, how many APC members know that he said this? Number 2, I'm contesting elections on the platform of the APC somewhere, and the template I intend to deploy is the old template. And somebody comes to whisper, Mr. President has said, she said, are you not aware I've spent 1.5 billion so far? President is not here, let's do our thing. So while I'm saying that it's good, he said that as a leader, we must not ride on it as a stopper.
Yeah, but do you think it'll be different? Because obviously he said something similar and it had some kind of impact in Osun State. Do you think it'll be different because he himself is a participant in 2027?
Possibly, but even going to Osun, I think that the Osun situation is really more like looking at a balance of terror. Could he really have done anything different and gotten away with it?
Well, according to Nyesom Wike, if they had deployed federal might, they would have won.
And you sent how many governors? And that's not federal enough.
Exactly.
You said some people from the presidency, that's not federal enough.
Exactly.
Until Wike comes. If you're going to deploy, if you want to deploy federal might in Ondo, it will only mean that you have to roll out the guns and start shooting people. The will of the people who have seen where their interest lies cannot be violated. And I take us back to Issa Yuguda when he first won the election for governorship.
It means nothing, those.
Bauchi. The powers that be didn't want him. Elections were to be declared with him as loser. The campaign engagement was simple. After voting, stay there. People stayed. Follow it, they moved it. If you take it was announced, I think 2 days or 3 afterwards, they went to the police station, the people surrounded them, to the final collation center, the people surrounded the place. They imposed the curfew, the people panicked, and those involved in the campaign simply said, no, don't move about. You can use your mouth and lie around the place. They had to announce the results. If Nigerians are resolved, the issue is that, okay, if it's money, if he doesn't want money, give him more money. If it turns out that with money and more money, people still take deliberate decisions, it will be a different ballgame. So I am not convinced that he laid off Ondo because he was in love with democracy or he was, no, if he was, why did you deploy all of that?
Exactly.
So it was a game. He's far more of a strategist than a lot of people around him who think they're helping him. When you see that you're going to get a beating, right? 2 of you are fighting over an orange. You look at the other guy is going to beat the hell out of you. You could announce that you don't even take oranges.
Exactly.
And nobody will know you're running out of cowardice. They lost Ondo. There's no question about that. Let's not kid ourselves.
Now, millions of Nigerians are clearly struggling with the cost of food, transport, housing, basic services. What specifically should candidates be required to tell voters about this?
Number one, be honest about it. First of all, there isn't enough food in the country because for more than 6 years, the places that used to supply our food have been taken over by bandits. So it's not this government alone. That's number one. My dear fellow Nigerians, that's the truth of the matter. Maiduguri is shut down, Middle Belt is the food basket, all of them, so there's food scarcity. Number two, the remedy will not lie in quick fixes. What I think we're going to do is to, first of all, in the short term, secure targeted food procurement.
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in
Second, everybody has a piece of land around where he lives, plant something. Third, we're not coming in so that once we come in the next day, you start celebrating. These are the problems I want us to solve together.
Yeah.
So that becomes, you then begin to get used to hearing honest conversation from leaders.
Yes.
But if all you announce is austerity and no prospect, that becomes a problem on itself. Because that hunger, that poverty, that food scarcity is also linked with a lot of other variables. Everything in the market is high. The populace would want to know what you're going to do about fuel price, cost of transportation, among other things. And is it good to send the money? You say they're making extra money from petroleum withdrawal of subsidy. You can see the governors are tiring roads. Roads is not ghosts and dead bodies that walk on roads. The human beings are dying. Imagine that you announce that, look, State A, take inventory of the total number of your people in the universities. For this year, they're not paying school fees. The money for subsidy goes into it. Yes, there's the scholarship thing. There are pain points for a lot of people, which is always under the radar. If those pain points are part of what is brought on the table, it becomes palliative, quote unquote, that they can see. But both for the government and the opposition, there's no easy ride on this matter.
Well, politicians routinely promise jobs, and you've sort of touched on that. They promise prosperity, economic transformation. Should they be required to put numbers besides those promises? In other words, how many jobs, by when, at what cost, and through what policies?
It will be foolhardy to do that. And I'll tell you why. Recall that governments always tell you how many jobs they are creating. Oh, this government has created 300,000 jobs. The government that is talking, does he know that 425,000 jobs were lost within the period? No, because it's not tracking. Oh, we're now promoting businesses and creating opportunities. Are you aware that in a particular area, 37% of the business has shut down for the last 6 years? You're not. And so that's why you find that there's a challenge with communication. When government communication is talking about, this is what we've done, not this is the impact, not this is what, is not remediated. The narrative has become fundamentally dishonest. And you can't blame them. It's the inherited, criteria for interpretation we've gotten. Today we are told that the Naira is stable, which is factually correct. It's not gone up to 2,000 again. It's fluctuating between 1,500 and 350, 1,350 and co. Is there anything to celebrate? A man fainted and stopped breathing. Then eventually you revived him. He's still unconscious and he's breathing, and he's been stable for 3 years.
But he's in a coma.
Totally, that is it. Stable at the point of death. So when you see that the stability cannot drive investment, cannot improve the level of living, and then I tell you, oh, you Charles, and okay, what is wrong with you? Can't you see we've stabilized the Naira? Have mercy on yourself. You were earning 200 Naira before. Now your salary is stabilized at 7 Naira. You can't pay all your bills, but you're stable. That's what you're being told.
That's very interesting. Do you think in that context that Nigeria is suffering from a shortage of good policies or a shortage of political leaders capable of implementing good policies? And how should voters distinguish between the two?
It's not shortage of good policies. It's not shortage of people. You see, policy is not an instrument for robbery. That's actually the more exact way to look at it. We make a policy that suits us because we are the ones in charge. We pass the laws we like. That's what's happening. So you don't talk about implementation. At the very point of policy conception, fraud is woven into it. I'm in the National Assembly, you're coming to present your budget. Your budget is 200,000. And I say, well, you have to make it 235,000. And let me have the 35,000 up front before that starts. That's the allegation rumor. I'm not backing it or denying it. So what there is policy? You win elections and the banks approach you. You're a senator, you've not even been sworn in. You're given ATM cards from more than 5 banks. Okay, there's about 20 million in it, at least to keep stabilizing. He expects you're going to steal. So when we are looking at the politicians...
That sounds really sad. Funny, but
because corporate Nigeria is one of the most impressive facilitators of state looting.
So it's a public-private partnership.
It's a private...
In a very sick sort of way.
Sick sort of way, and everybody goes around looking good. Let's ask ourselves, who are the owners of all the bureau de change? What percentage of bureau de change are not owned by politicians, by proxy? So you now talk about monetary policy and fiscal policy in an environment that those in charge need that facade of a state in order to continue to rob the nation. Those are the issues on the table. Now, if you can have a leader who understands the system, understands how it works, and know where to plug, it's not by volatile announcements. You know what to make impossible. That's how policy becomes effective. So implementation, you've made a policy and we've been asked to implement it. It's not in our interest. What do? We keep dancing around and sending reports until you get tired. Your tenure will go. We need a leader who, to use the Marxist expression, who will commit class suicide. Where that leader is coming from, I'm not sure.
Insecurity remains one of Nigeria's most persistent crises. What should Nigerians demand beyond the familiar promise to fight insecurity?
Do you think factory-built housing means compromising on space? Think again.
I won't even say what Nigerians demand. The government should end. There are communities today that are occupied, some of them for 5 years, by unknown quantities who drove out the original occupants. Those people should be driven away.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that we're going into the campaign season.
Yes.
Obviously, some people, the people who are competing against the current government, feel that they haven't done enough. What should Nigerians be demanding of those people who are going to come in and say, well, the government hasn't done enough. I'm going to fight insecurity.
So you tell them, oh, I'll make sure kidnapping will stop. I'll make sure banditry will stop. I'll drive away all the character in Zamfara. You need not tell us the method. But those are declarations. Because the core interests, economic interests around criminality in Nigeria, that core is managed by the elite. And so that presents a problem. But it's important that a leader finds a way to navigate that, and he has to make very specific proclamations. And he must know how to go about it. It's not by talking on television. All those who are involved are known. If I'm in their position, I'll call. I've gotten to their call and say, you've been in this thing for too long. I can blow you out of the water. I think you made enough money. Enjoy your old age and all of that, but we need to rescue and restore this place. Do that across the board. Having made consultation with certain interests who will then be behind you, the scale will drop by over 40%.
So you would accept a presidential candidate saying that he would call them in and sit down with them.
No,
and reach some people. That sounds like what
that's his backroom arrangement. He is going to tell Nigerians that he's going to bring it to an end. That look, there are individuals who are responsible for this. The fellow who is kidnapping you on the road is probably paid 25,000 after collecting the money. True. We have access. Technology is available. That post cannot be traced is a lie. We'll trace them and all of that. That's the kind of thing the president will say. And as soon as he comes on, he sets 1 or 2 examples. The template becomes different henceforth.
Right. You know? Now, we've heard political rhetoric becoming increasingly incendiary. In Oshun, for example, we heard about people talking about killing other people. Before that, we heard someone promoting the Muslim ticket and, calling non-Muslims infidels. So we're seeing more sort of incendiary religious and ethnic language. What do you reckon should be done about that? Can Nigeria ever escape the grip of ethnic and religious politics while political parties themselves continue to exploit those identities for electoral advantage?
It is possible. It's been done. Abiola came on a Muslim ticket.
Exactly.
Because he was so popular, nobody even thought about it. He was loved all over the country. This may not be liked by some, but Tinubu was governor in Lagos, Muslim. I was in Lagos, I was teaching in Unilag, then I went to Guardian editorial, but then I went to comment. I didn't know Tinubu was a Muslim. Does he have Christians in his house? His own home? Yes. What was his cabinet? Was it well populated? So we can't just pick religion as if it's an evil on its own. It's people's behavior and interpretation. And why today the Muslim ticket is an issue is that sensitivities are far stronger, nerves are very raw, and there's the illusion that once the man of your religion is involved, you're the better for it. That fact alone, given that that's the level of political maturity today, ought to be respected. So I can understand the narrative. Whether that translates into a solution, I do not know, because I recall that Nasiru ran a Muslim ticket in Kaduna, and on one occasion, and on one occasion, I was addressing an audience, and I was telling them that, look, they're saying Muslim ticket. Let's even show them that everybody will be protected. Let them see the virtue of Islam in equity. Whether we saw that in what he did in Southern Zaire is another matter. So the narrative is not likely to decline, because if you look at the reflexes of the Buhari government, it was ethnocentric to an abominable degree. extremely religious, focused in one direction. If you now look at the Tinubu government, people are saying that, yes, it's also Yorubanized and stuff like that. That kind of conversation will be going on. Why is he not gaining enough traction? Those who are crying the most of them are Northerners. And so when they come for solidarity, people ask them, sorry, were you around when Buhari was president?
What did you say?
Precisely. Right. So that narrative, it's likely to be there. But a leader that is seen not to be driven by them will initially be distrusted. But over time, they'll be watching his reflexes. That's how he can be built. But if you expected a leader will come and the next day everything will change, we are being delusional ourselves.
So given all this, and we're coming towards the end of the I was waiting for that look on your face. Given all this, what should a serious 2027 manifesto look like? Should that also become the voters' ultimate checklist before they put their thumb on the ballot?
It should be. Government should specify what it's going to do in specific areas. What we are familiar with manifestos.
Yeah, but it's not just the government, it's also
No. By that I mean the parties.
Right.
What we're familiar with manifestos that are usually ignored the day after the elections. Where this might be different is that you have to get all party stakeholders, ward level, council level, local government level, go and discuss the manifesto as a narration to the people. You know, today, when we say the campaigns have begun, you'll see the big men. They will arrive in Bonny State, go to the stadium. That is no campaign. The people in the stadium are hired. Most of them will attend every campaign because they expect to get a new T-shirt, particularly organizers. So there's no political party anywhere. And so that delusion, we have gone to a Bonny. You haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Where is the drill down? The local government chairman should have a rally. He will feel important. He say, okay, you go and do in the ward, go and do the council. That is how you create mobilization. That's how you create believers. Not, they've given us this amount to share. Let's go to the local government chairman's house. You're demobilizing yourselves. If they do that, there'll be heat from the floor, and then the big men's movement will be the icing on the cake. Then that's where you begin to have convinced followers. So let them start real campaign. Design a manifesto. Yes, you don't need to. They must have at least 3 or 4 in reserve from unimplemented experiences in the past. All of them, whether APC or this thing. Then somebody should go and fish out the what do you call it now? Restructuring document of APC.
Yes, I think El-Rufai presided over it.
That's the beauty of an El-Rufai. That man is intelligent, hands-on administrator. You like him or not,
right?
So let them fish out that could be a campaign point for the opposition, because they'll then say, yes, you have it, you didn't use it. Now we're going to do that, among other things.
On that note, Prof, it's absolute delight to have you here and to put this in perspective. And I hope people have been watching and can see that there is an agenda that is being set for this campaign. Professor Oke.
So that's it, my people. We have come to the end of this wonderful show. But of course, I'm not going to leave you now without playing my newfound election campaign song. Okay? I'm going to leave you with this as we end the show. Thank you all so much for joining me. Michael, Kene, Madam Luke, Oriyomi, Tracy, Mr. Pansat was here, Dr. Damages was here, For Real was here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, as we call it a night. It's been real, my people. Campaign, they start in a few hours. So tomorrow, no woto go start. I no follow Peter Obi sign peace accord. No go mistake. Say I be Peter Obi this thing. Me and Peter Obi will not be the same. Peter Obi like peace. Some of us, we know they run when fight comes. So I beg, be guided. Not say I not tell you. Not say you can't enter here. You can't say Omoye does not like free speech. Omo, it not go better for free speech. Now Nigeria, we are trying to save that country. So I beg. I dey wait for t-shirts. Since I hear oh my God. Oh my, me sef dey look for t-shirts. Let's say I go make my own. Rose, oh yeah, Rose was here as well. Thank you very much. Rosie, thank you for stopping by. It's been a while I saw her too. So thank you. I really appreciate it. So let's go. Let's go with this. All right. Bye, guys.